Let's kick it old school. Old school essentials. The further adventures of the Thunderous Fury.
All right, it is the further adventures of the Thunderous Fury, session 52. Time for the recap. Dun dun.
Things on the spot.
Let's see. You started out with Glurk showing up, and Yasida had sent a message basically apologizing for what had happened the night before. He sent Glurk, who was a fighter, with his big battle axe to just do whatever you need. And I think Clintok said, you know, do you chop wood, or you just do more than chop wood with that axe, or something smart ass remark. He said, whatever you need to done. And you passed the lazy hair herd camp that was there. You picked some green and white spotted mushrooms at one point.
They're supposed to help you sleep.
Yes, they're supposed to be help sleep. You came across some juniper trees that had been cut down. Glurk didn't know anything about that. The murky pond, of course, where Felix, his compass pointed to the murky pond, and I'm sorry, Clintok. Felix went fishing, and then Clintok eventually jumped in. And you did catch the fish and the gem.
Yeah, stripped down to his skivvy, his knife in his teeth, dived in.
Yep. You stopped by a place called Lurk's Rest, which was only supposed to be for the afflicted or the foolhardy. So, of course, Karn decides to go in. And if you drank from the streams, you're supposed to get some blessing from Raga. And that Felix went to drink from the stream, and then that's when the Banshee showed up, and you eventually defeated the Banshee. All of you saved versus death at the end and passed. Orion turned into the bird. You got some bonuses from the stream.
Oh, somebody got like some pretty powerful bonuses too.
Well, yeah, Karn can cure disease for 9 days. He has the ability to do that. Karn, I'll say you could do that for like basically once a day for 9 days.
Yeah, because I think he can do it like once a week normally. With his
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Fresh dose of midichlorians.
Basil got a point of intelligence boost.
Yes, he became even smarter. Clintok got hardier with his +1 to con.
Yeah.
There was the camping. Oh yeah, Glurk showed up with, he had his gourd with his pipe leaf fatty lumper.
Yeah.
That smelled of elderberries. And you guys asked about Castle Strong. And got some answers about, you know, whether he was, gonna like turn you guys in, or he was poor, or he was upset with what you had done. But you kind of come to the realization that he's not in need of money, and considering the circumstances, he understands what you did. You faced a berserker who ran into the camp, and Felix tackled him, and Basil shot him in the face with an arrow. He was afflicted with madness from the bloodskins because he had a tattoo that Glurk found. Karn and Felix dug a grave for him.
Probably could have healed his madness, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, never know. And then a strange, mysterious breakfast guest showed up in the fog that morning, which actually didn't reveal her name. She had some oversized teeth, and she looked like she was selling like vines, like a circlet and bracelets, things of made like druid craft stuff. And Clintok was trying to negotiate with her to get information. Like, what did she know? She obviously did not like hobgoblins. She said you can't trust them, and you'll find some burned hobgoblins 2 or 3 days to the south. And she had a glass sphere with a rag doll in it. So she called Jolene. and she said that the Ape Empire was up to something about a half a day to the south and due east, and handed you like a little spore or something. And she pointed to the yak scat and told you to put it in that and water it every other day. And you put it in an urn.
Yeah.
So Orion, Felix, Clintok, Basil, Karn, and Glue, and Karn's dog left the group behind and headed south.
We were on foot, not with horses or anything, right?
Correct. Yep.
Correct.
You ran into a worker
Yeah.
and found out that there were like 50 or 60 workers and maybe 20 apes. And he had like a list of 5 different things to do with these whatever these little spore things are, like, you know, like bury it in the dirt, 6 hours of sunlight, water twice a day. And Basil Wilberforce memorized it.
Were any of them the same instructions that the old lady gave us, or the not necessarily old lady, the lady with oversized teeth?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
one of them was the same.
Okay.
So you followed this path to where he brought out his wheelbarrow. You ditched the wheelbarrow first, went in about a mile. Then there was like a rock tunnel that you went through, another mile, and then you crawled on all 4s through brambles and briars. And that zigzagged, and you came out to like what looked like a valley that went on for a great distance. And there was it was fog this morning, so there was like some fog, and there were 2 apes, and you killed one. You took out both of them. Karn cut the head off the second one. Basil Wilberforce killed the first one, and Karn decapitated the second one. And as soon as you went like 100 yards past the bloodstains, you entered in some kind of illusion. And then on the other side, you see for like miles these strange looking trees, best described like they've got leaves on them, but they kind of look brown and off-white, sort of like those spores. They have long leaves, and there's a bunch of workers with wheelbarrows picking these spore things up because they're littering the ground. And there are towers on either side of this valley, and there's some apes around, and you guys are standing there, and the whistle goes off. Presumably, Clintok hypothesized that it could be the dinner whistle, which, you know, maybe, but unfortunately is not. It is the whistle that there are intruders. So we start with initiative.
I mean,
to kick things off.
They could eat intruders.
True.
Oh, meat's back on the menu, boys.
We just watched that last night or 2
right.
minutes ago.
I got a 6 for initiative.
Oh boy, that's on me. I gotta.
Is Basil and Zophan, are they in tow, or will they come in another time?
Yeah, I'm gonna get you in here in a second.
Okay, just wanted to know. I was just checking to see if I should roll.
All right, here we go. Whoa. Oh man, that's
Whoa.
best I can do. So you're up first.
Nice.
Tie goes to you guys.
How far away are the towers?
The tower, see, the first one is probably 50 yards away. And I will say 4. There are 4 apes within striking distance, as in they could run up to you and attack.
Got it.
How many more can get here soon?
You mean beyond like additional rounds?
Yeah. Like, are these the only 4 around that we're gonna have to fight, or are there like 20 more of their friends just farther
You
away?
see 5 others like in the background, which that will take additional rounds to get to you.
And what are the towers constructed of?
Yeah, they look like wood.
All right.
They're about 40 feet high, if you were to guess.
Okay.
Karn thinks that we've got this in the bag. Basil's not so sure.
40 yards or 50 yards? I can't remember.
It's the tower is about 50 yards away, but there would be workers, and there's at least 4 apes that could, like, you know, that could get to you.
Yeah.
in 1 round.
Okay. Felix is gonna try and make a distraction. And like close enough distance to throw an oil flask at one of the towers, the nearest tower.
Now, you also have the option you could run back through the illusion.
It's true. We maybe have a better chance back on the other side.
Basil's always willing to turn tail and run. We think that the Ape Empire is up to something here, right? I think Karn would like to disrupt it. Which is probably damned inconvenient, right?
Felix is going to go ahead and go with the strategy of trying to create a distraction. So he's going to try and, if he thinks he can make it, light and throw an oil flask at the nearest tower to attempt to catch it on fire.
Okay, so I will say that Felix is at a -4 due to the fact
That's
that
true.
he is dizzy. So I don't know if you want to give an oil flask to a guy who's kind of dizzy.
Basil looks at him and says, if you light my arrow, I can shoot it at the tower.
Sure. He hands it over to.
If you'll light an arrow, Basil can shoot an arrow, a flaming arrow. Like, could we manage to do that in 1 round with teamwork?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll expend an oil flask to do that. Clintok will slink back to the other side of the illusion, and Felix will stumble back in that direction, ready to like try and hold up any apes that come close.
Okay, if Clintok and Felix, well, is Felix lighting the flat? Is he doing the flask?
Yeah, but he's just gonna like kind of like walk back after he helps light the flask. That's his like.
Okay.
But he's not like going very far, just kind of like helping make sure that the way is free for anyone that's trying to flee back to the other side of the illusion.
Okay. So if Clintok is going back, go ahead and give me a save versus spells. You get a +2 since you made it through last time.
Okay.
So +2 to your roll. That should make it a bit easier.
Yes. Saved. 16 over 13.
And I will say, as soon as you step through and you're on the other side of the illusion, you look over at like where the brambles and the briars are. It's about 150 yards. It's a good distance away. You see the silhouette of 2 figures that look familiar. You would guess, but probably Basil and Zophan.
Okay. Nice. We stepped into a trap, is what I say. The valley is an illusion.
Seems pretty nice to me. Have I been in an illusion this whole time?
Karn, are you shooting at one of the towers?
Basil is.
Basil. All right, Basil.
So 15. The AC of a tower can't be very high.
No. Yeah, you hit the tower. Give me a D6 roll.
3.
So you sit, the arrow takes off and sticks into the side of the tower. You can see that the arrow is burning.
Karn would probably try to close with an 8.
Yes, if you wish to attack an ape, you can.
Karn would absolutely be looking to attack an 8.
Okay.
16 +1 with the Hemadiah sword.
16 is a hit, yes.
7 points of damage. Karn's on fire.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Gluark, he is just like on the verge of about to throw up because of he critically failed his roll. But he sees you like attack and decides that this is probably the best course of action. And I'm going to roll to see if he can actually I'm going to say 1 and 2, he actually manages to head in the direction that Karn has gone. He does not. He ends up in a random direction.
Or Gluark.
So he starts to run like off to the side. He's like on his axe. Ah! Orion will run after Gluark to make and then to send him in the correct direction if he wishes.
Apes this way.
Yes. So Karn is basically attacking. What's Basil doing after shooting?
Let's see. He passed his check getting through the illusion, but he's not. He's going to stay on this side of the illusion, but only just barely. He's ready to run. He's ready to run. I mean, Basil doesn't bail really on his friends. He just tries to, create distance, and then he always tries to help out before he runs. He knows he's got to rely on the others. Like I see chaotic neutral as that informed self-interest. Like he knows that if he runs on you guys all the time, you'll bail on him all the time.
Right.
All right. On this side of the illusion is Basil Wilberforce, Gluark, Orion, Karn, Felix.
Yeah.
Okay. The first attack will be on Karn as he has closed the distance. So let me roll a 4. I don't need my extra dice because that's definitely a miss.
Dude might be a little shaken from taking a hit from the hemodias. So.
Right. The second attack is a 2. Yeah, they completely got them off guard.
Nice.
The second ape closes in on you. That would be a 22 to hit.
Woo, that'll hit Karn.
6, so you take 8 damage.
Wolf.
Ouch. Okay. Let's see here. Let me get something to wipe damage down on. I've got 21 hit points. I've got a 20 AC because I always start the day with that +2 AC unless I know.
Okay. The second attack is misses. And as that guy hits you once, it hits again. You hear somebody yell something in simian ape speak, like yelling. And the guy, after he hits you and misses, he kind of looks up to one of the towers. Somebody's like yelling instructions to him. And you see that guy stick a staff out of one of the towers, and he fires this bolt of energy at Basil Wilberforce.
Oh no.
That is going to be a 15 to hit.
AC of 13, yeah.
So you are blasted you take 6 cold damage.
Yikes.
Okay. 6 cold damage to Basil, and he is going to extricate himself as soon as he can.
All right.
He's taking his licks for the team, and he is out of here.
See, the other guy in the tower looks like he was going to shoot Basil, but he doesn't. He fires at Felix instead. That's a 14. So a crossbow bolt lands sticks itself in the ground nearby.
Chunk.
And after that shot, the group of apes, one comes running through, pushes one of these workers out of the way, and he grabs his sword coming after you, after Felix.
All right.
That is going to be, oh boy. That's going to be a 16 to hit.
Does not hit.
Oof.
AC 18.
That would be some serious damage. And another miss. So he just like, and then the other one will go after Glurk. As Orion's like, this way, turn this way. No, duck. A miss. And 14 on the die. That is a hit. 7. He takes 9 damage.
Yikes.
You guys are tough.
So glue gets mashed. All right, that is the round. We go to the second round. So who let's see, no, it wasn't Felix. Clintok rolled the first time for initiative. Clintok. So it's round number 2. And I rolled a 1. So you got unless you got somebody who has a negative.
Whoever has the lowest or 0 bonus should just burn theirs.
Yeah. Not Zophan or Basil. They both got +1.
We'll let Karn and Basil and Wilberforce both have +1.
Okay, so everyone else is +1.
So Basil gets a 2. +1, 3.
All right, you guys are up. That is the situation you are looking at right now.
Does it look like the one tower has started to catch fire at all?
No.
Okay.
Basil would shoot at the one that Karn has hit already before trying to dip to the other side of the illusion. And he shouts to Karn, "Might be time to go."
Okay,
Oh, 18 + 1, 19.
that's a hit.
4 points of damage. Say, I really like this D20.
Okay. Yeah, you hit him with an arrow.
And then he's trying to dip to the other side of the illusion as he's trying to get out of it.
Yeah, as soon as you go back into it, give me a save versus spells. You get a +2 to your roll.
His spells is 13. I barely made it. I got an 11 + 2, 13.
Okay, yeah, you just you're a little bit woo, and you're back on the other side.
Felix gonna take a swing at the guy that's standing on top of him, basically.
Okay.
A -4, so 15. Is that a hit?
Just misses.
Okay. He's gonna yell, "Karn, fall back while you're still alive," and then like try and duck back through.
All right.
16. So he ducks back through the other side.
All right. Yeah, you take you swipe and you're back on the other side. So it's basically Karn, Orion, and Glue are on this side. Glue will attempt to, well, he's gonna have to do something. He swings his battle axe at the one facing him. That is definitely a miss. So he's just like swinging the axe, trying to get rid of this guy. As Orion is like pulling him back, like, we need to get out of here.
Karn will make sure that they are through before he goes through. He's going to cover the retreat.
Okay, so yeah, he's like, Orion's pulling him back. As Glurk's like swinging.
Like they're going to make it through.
Yeah, I mean, Orion is pulling him back through the illusion. That leaves Karn.
Karn, let's see, can't you do fighting withdrawal?
Yeah, you're like a fighting retreat. So
basically he's wanting to make his retreat without, turning tail and running. But he's trying to, back out and cover the retreat with his friends and back out.
Okay, so if you do a full retreat, it's a -2 to your AC.
There is a fighting withdrawal.
Okay.
You move backwards. A character moves backwards with their at up to half their counter movement rate, and then you have to have a clear path to do it.
But you don't get that -2 to your AC when you do that.
Yeah.
That's what I thought I remembered.
So if Karn just turns and runs, he can get to the illusion. If he turns and has his, sword shield up and is like, backing up, he's not going to make it to the illusion this round.
But if he turns and runs, are they going to be able to attack him or?
There's no attack of opportunity, so you would be in the illusion.
Oh, he'll do that then. If he knows, knows his friends are going to get through before him, he'll do that. Yeah.
Okay, so give me a save versus spells +2.
Nat 20.
Basically, you're immune to this effect. So you could go in and out and have no problems. You don't have to make the rolls anymore.
Nice.
So Karn comes back on the other side. Everybody is back.
Clintok is gonna try and get back below the fog to hopefully get the jump on anyone else coming through. That's what he's doing for his round.
So basically you're on the other side. You don't hear any noise from beyond the illusion.
Okay.
So essentially the round passes. No one on their side steps through. It is the next round. Unless you guys were going to do anything. I really didn't give you guys a chance to do whatever you want on your side.
Just retreating as far as I know.
Yeah, Clintok will just say, it's probably best if we make a speedy exit.
And we should hurry post haste.
And what time of year is it? It's
Basically right before spring, but spring hasn't come yet.
okay. And is it relatively dry in this area? No, it's wet.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, there goes that potential idea, so I will not worry about it.
Okay. So we will, so you guys, basically your plan is to just, once you get on the other side, you're gonna haul ass.
Yeah.
So we will roll the next round. I got a 6.
Felix can roll 5.
You guys are making your plan to, like, you're heading back again. Silence. Nobody has crossed the illusion. Because it's going to take you at least a couple turns to get to across this field, you know, across this valley to the briars.
Hmm.
So if that's what your plan is, just like, is there any kind of like organized? I mean, it's not like Clintok was probably laying low. Is somebody laying back, or like, or is it just like go?
Felix is gonna try and take the rear of the retreat to provide cover for anyone else.
That was Karn. Basil Wilberforce, on the other hand, is leading the retreat. He is out scouting up ahead. He's in front of everybody, getting the furthest away. Putatively to say, I'm making sure we've got a clear path, guys.
Zophan would be with Basil Wilberforce in that regards. He's he has almost died many times. He's not about to relive it today.
Doesn't need another concussion.
No. Basil Bessex, however, he was itching for a fight, so he's gonna hang out. He's gonna hang in the back. And he's got a trick up his sleeve if we get the jump. So
Okay.
And Clintok is gonna fall back, but he's kind of like skulking, so he's going like half speed in case he has a chance to get a sneak attack on somebody coming through the illusion.
Okay, we go to the next round. I rolled a 3.
I can roll. I got +1, so we'll play Basil. That's a 7.
All right.
Oh, nice.
You guys are up first. That's your plan. So I would say the first set of people who took off can probably make it to the briars. Now, you got to get on all fours and crawl, so it's one at a time. So who is the first one out of here?
Let's beat Basil.
Basil Wilberforce, if he can make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then who's after Basil?
That'd be Zophan.
Zophan can get in. And who's after Zophan?
Probably like Orion or Gluark, maybe.
Yeah, Gluark's still sick.
Yeah, he's basically have to be held by the hand and led to wherever he needs to go. But yeah, Orion will go into the briars, and Gluark is standing next to the, like, holding his axe up, like trying to like look for somebody.
Hard
So-
to tell. Follow the bard. You've done a great job so far.
So that would leave Karn, Basil Bessex, Clintok, Felix, Karn's dog.
Yep,
Oh yeah.
he's with us.
Am I missing anybody?
I think that's it.
Okay, so that leaves you guys are like I assume laying in wait. And as you're laying in wait, stepping through the illusion are 9 apes. As they step across and begin to look around, 7 of them have swords, and 2 of them are carrying staffs, and you can see that the staffs glow. One glows with like a red, like a amber light, and the other one is glowing like violet. And they're just kind of like looking around, barking instructions to each other.
Can we crouch down?
They don't spot you off the bat. But they would see Glurk all the way in the back near the briar patch holding up his battle axe. And they mumble something and they start to slowly make their way towards him. And then we'll roll another initiative. I got a 2.
He can go. He's got +1, so should be able to tie no matter what.
Yeah.
He got a 1 and +1 and 2 is a tie.
All right. All right, Karn. Okay, so that's what you see. They're kind of spread out. They're pretty cautious.
Clintok is going to try and get a sneak attack off on the glowing amber staff wielding dude, if possible.
Okay.
Oh, you stayed that close. Wow. Okay.
Well, he's going to shoot him with his bow, so.
Oh, okay.
No, not that close, but.
Not that close.
And does a 17 hit
Yeah.
for 6 damage.
Okay. Is that the sneak attack
Oh,
damage?
no, sorry. Yes. Sneak attack damage is double. Okay, so no, then it's 12.
Yeah. You nail this guy. He's pissed. He yells out as he has been struck by an arrow.
Yes.
All right. That was Clintok.
Basil, on the other hand, raises his arm, his big arm, and says, "You want a piece of this?" And then he's going to activate his invisibility that's on his his chainmail.
Okay.
Which I don't really use it. So once a day, you get invisibility for 1d8 rounds.
Oh, nice.
So that's 2 rounds.
Nice. You are invisible.
And Basil, is he within? Is he in distance where he could run up and then hit one of the mages?
Give me a D8 roll, D10 roll.
5.
Yes, you are close enough to the amber mage.
Yeah, so invisible, Basil puts on his iron knuckles and goes to just deck him across the face.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
Give me an attack roll.
Oh, nice. That's a 17.
That's definitely a hit.
2 damage. Too bad fighters don't get sneak attack.
So yeah, all you guys see is him vanish, and then you see the fog move, like somebody moving through, and this guy gets whacked. All right, Clintok's gone, Basil's gone, Karn and his dog.
Karn knows we need to retreat, but he's not going to leave his friends. Shit, and Gluark's still being pretty ineffectual, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's trying. Yeah, you can see he's trying to help, but his condition is so bad.
Like, we're sorely outnumbered here.
We could say that. Yeah.
Karn's gonna, he's like, he's stupid, but he's not an idiot, right? He's gonna try to shove Gluark through the briars and point him in that direction and trying to get him down and have the dog following him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
crouching to try to see if if he's, because I don't think he's going to be within range of anybody. He doesn't have a ranged weapon because paladin, so he'll be ready with the whip of Cuthbert, the tongue of Cuthbert, if somebody comes within range of him. And he's going to be trying to extricate his dog and Gluark, who's would probably just get killed anyway.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So your dog gets in the brambles with Gluark finally decides it's probably a good idea, and the dog pulls on his leg and he crawls into the vines. I mean, into the briars. What about Felix?
Felix, is there a clump of any of like the 9 soldiers?
They're all kind of like spread out in a line. So
Okay. All right. Despite his maybe poor throwing form, given his state of dizziness, he's gonna try and throw an oil flask at the
Okay.
staff mage.
Okay.
before Trying to get as close to the briars as he can with a 16.
Yeah, that's a hit.
5 damage.
Yeah, the flask hits him and burns some of his cloaks. So there's 4 of them. They begin to run towards Karn. They are not going to get there in time to attack him, but they're running, spreading out to like try to surround him.
Gotcha.
The briars and brambles are behind him, but they're trying to like make a semicircle around him. So they just kind of run. The amber staff mage kind of like steps back and is just like, and then like swings the staff like in the direction sort of kind of where he thinks something might be. And that's, he has a negative to his roll. He completely swinging in air and he's yelling something. I'm going to make a couple rolls here. And these guys. So none of them spot Clintok. Because I'm assuming he's like in the fog.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What about Felix?
Felix is kind of like down low, but not as good as Clintok is.
Yeah. One of them spots Felix, one of the
Yeah.
apes, and points to the guy with the violet staff. And he points the staff at him. That's a 14, but that won't hit. So a streak of like energy lands right near you. You can see the ground like freeze. And the 3 of them begin to like move and try to circle around Felix.
Got it.
That is all their turns. Let's see. I'm gonna next initiative, right? Yeah. Because you guys went first. I got a 3. Looks like
Zophan can roll.
Yep.
Nice.
He's got +1. It's a 5.
All right, you guys are up first.
Basil is gonna punch the amber ape in the face.
Okay.
And this time I'm gonna use this guy, and that's a miss.
Oh.
All right.
And unfortunate. I'm gonna hustle point that actually.
Okay.
Is that a 12 hit? Does he get like any like bonus for being invisible?
What do you get for sneak attack? +4?
Yeah, +4.
If not, it's okay.
No, that's fine. It's a good question. I was thinking invisibility, give me +2.
That makes sense.
Just because the rogue ability is kind of like designed to be a sneak attack, and so that's a 14. That's a miss. So
14.
he just manages. He's got his like staff up there, and he manages to like guide your swing away, and she's just like fighting some invisible foe.
And then it's a good question. Would Basil wouldn't know how long the invisibility lasts. Because like I imagine that's just like a part of the effect, right? Because it's random.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'd probably stay in for one more round.
Okay.
So thinking that, this is gonna last longer. So yeah, he's not gonna do anything. Zophan, on the other hand, the people going through the brambles.
Mm-hmm.
Where are they?
Yeah, it takes a while. I mean, it's kind of zigzags. I mean, you guys aren't out of it yet. It took them 30 minutes to get through it.
Gotcha.
It's like you're on all fours, like crawling and stuff.
Yeah, so this is gonna be some time.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
With the brambles, a plausible escape from these guys, or is it just opening yourself up to more attack?
They're fairly thick, and in order for them to like hit you, they're either going to have to like remove all the brambles. You would guess maybe the reason that they probably set this up as some kind of hedge in the first place. So yeah, it's you've got really good cover, unless they had some kind of special ability or weapon or something, you're probably fine in there. They would have to, and they're much bigger than most of you guys. So at least the ones you've seen. So they would have to find some smaller apes to go through, because the guys that you fought, at least these big guys, are like 7 to 8 feet tall.
Karn's exhorting his friends to stop being foolish and get into the brambles and go.
Felix is gonna straight up try and make his way to the brambles.
Okay, yeah, you can get there. You get up as you see these guys haven't fully surrounded you. You just turn and run, and you can get to the brambles and start crawling in there.
Clintok is gonna try and shoot the violet staff mage from hiding. Does a 16 hit? 10 damage. If he has any movement left, he is gonna like try and skulk away now.
Okay, so are you like using the fog as cover?
Yeah.
Okay, so you could like move silently.
Yes.
Okay.
I will give you that roll. I do not manage that.
Okay. I mean, you're trying to move and the fog and trying to move away. Okay. The 4 that are going after Karn kind of make a semicircle as they're moving around. They got their swords drawn. The violet staffed ape is like 2 arrows shot in him, and he pounds his staff into the ground a couple times, yelling. And they all kind of turn and look, and they kind of back up for a second. And the amber staffed ape, who's like sort of in the middle, yells back at him. And he you can see the violet staffed ape like looks up to the sky, and you see his eyes close, and like there's a flash of white light, and all of a sudden there is like a loud thunderclap. Karn, give me let's save versus spells. Yep.
Save versus spells. And he needs a 12, and he got a 13.
Nice.
Good job.
I got my high roll and roll 20, D20. And my low rolling D20. This is the one that he misses all the time.
Okay.
I had to retire that sucker.
You'll take half damage.
Oh,
God, that's not good. Not good rolls. 9, 10, 14. You take 7 cold damage.
Oh, he's hurting, but he's still standing.
As you are like hit with this immense cold energy and like pieces, and you can see like icicles forming on your plate mail, and like frost on your helmet, on your spider hat, and but the hemodie. Roll me a d6.
3.
Okay, you're lucky. All right, you see like a layer of frost on the hemodie sword. That was his attack. So the 3 that were going after Felix turn and start to circle around the amber staffed ape, because he's fighting somebody, but they don't know, they can't see who it is, and they draw their swords like ready. And that is, I believe, the end of the round. So we start a new round. I rolled 6.
Both my characters have rolled. Is that?
yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys are like, I'm going to exclude Orion and Gluric, and
Yeah.
We're back at the top. We'll go It's got a +2. Let's see what I can manage. Yes, 7.
All right. Is that Clintok?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you guys are up first. You can you're still out there. They seem to ignore you, but you see the situation that is developing.
Let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get one more arrow shot off before ducking into the brambles.
Before you do that, how long does the invisibility last, Dustin? 2 rounds?
Oh, it's
So you see Basil Essex appear, and he's surrounded by the apes.
Yeah. He's gonna attempt to shoot the amber staff dude to hopefully make a distraction. I'm gonna use my hustle point for that because that would have been a miss.
Okay.
That, on the other hand, is a 19
That is definitely a hit.
for 12 damage.
Oh, nice.
So again, you fire. Yeah, he's peppering him with arrows.
Yeah.
Still up.
All right.
So Basil's gonna do a hit and run.
All right.
Maybe this last one. This last one is the one. Nope, that one is definitely not. It's a 7.
Oof.
It's a 9, but with modifiers. But he swings and misses, and then sees his arm. He's like, "Oh no!" And then he begins to. He's gonna try to make a beeline right towards the hedge, but trying to like bust through the apes if they try to like get in his way.
You can get like between a couple of them. You can't get to the brambles, but
Yeah,
you can run out of this, so you're not completely surrounded.
you can try to juke him.
Yeah. All right. Karn.
He says, he looks to the sky and says, Cuthbert, look out for the foolish, and lays hands on himself and does 6 points of healing to himself, which may not be enough to survive another one of those hits.
Are you attempting to make a run for it, Karn?
Well, no, he's going to be one of the last ones into the briars, but he's right there exhorting you guys to hurry up and come on. But he's going to make sure he covers the retreat too.
Yeah. I think it's just the last Basil.
Yeah, your Karn sees Basil just like booking it towards him.
Yeah, he's not going to leave Basil on his own. Like does he think Basil's going to make it in there? Can he just go ahead and go in and make, or could he?
Depending on what by the next round he can get there, but not this round.
He's not going to make it this round, huh?
Right. Yeah. Like he took a swing and then ran. There was like 3 of them surrounding him, and he's like run between 2 of them. And so like, where the hell is he going?
So yeah, Karn's not going to leave him on his own. He's ready to, like, he's, inches away from ducking into the brambles, but he's not going to leave a comrade behind, a companion behind.
Gotcha.
Clintok took a shot and he ran to the brambles, right?
Yep.
Run to the brambles. Felix, same deal.
Yeah, he just booked it. He didn't even.
Yeah. Felix is gone. What about your dog is left? Yeah, for dog. So yeah, it's just you two. So the four apes have like kind of got a semicircle around you, Karn. And the amber ape is in the back, and he's been shot with arrows. He looks pretty pissed off. And he slams his staff down and he fires a bolt of energy at you. And that misses. It hits the brambles and burns some of it. And he looks over at the guy with the violet staff and yells at him. The guy with the violet staff fires 21 to hit.
Oof.
Damn it. That hits.
and you're hit with 5 points of cold damage.
Yikes. Karn.
He's still up.
And then the guy who you've injured previously, and then they start barking commands, and the guy takes the sword, and he kind of, instead of attacking with the blade, he turns it sideways to use the flat of it, and comes after you. 17, that's a miss, right?
Nope. Not on it.
Yeah, that's a miss. He swings his second attack. A 19 for max damage.
Oh,
+4 is a 23. That will be a hit.
Oh, that is a hit.
And that will be 12, 16 damage.
oh,
It's a Karn.
Yep.
He's out.
So he hits you and just rings your bell, and Karn just goes doom, and hits the ground, and the other 3 just swarm him.
Oh.
Let's see.
As his lights are going out, he says, "Basil, damn it! I hope you're happy."
Let's see. Are they going to let Basil just leave? Did you ever hit with any of your attacks?
No.
Okay.
no, you
So-
did. One of your hits was like for 2 damage.
Yeah,
right?
I rolled a 1. I rolled a 1 on the damage die. So, yeah. So yeah, that's right. A hit, but it wasn't much of a hit.
Far less than the arrows.
I'm going to make this roll. Here we go.
Karn couldn't have been doing full defense or anything like that, could he?
So remember, I did say that he didn't attack with the blade. He turned the flat of of his blade.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So the 3 of the other apes just kind of look at you and run. The one ape just like shakes his head, and they run over to where Karn is. It looks like they're grabbing some rope out. Oh, it's the next round. I rolled a 1.
I roll. It's a 2.
All right, you're up. So basically, they're surrounded Karn. It looks like they're just like tying him up.
All right, I got one more trick up my sleeve. One last ditch effort, Karn. Basil pulls out a dart.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Okay.
And he chucks it at the closest ape. Come on. Well, I do believe that is a 17.
That's a hit. So there's 7 apes around him. I'm going to just make a roll to see which one it is. Number 7. Okay. Now I got to find this chart here. Oh God. Okay. This might be the.
Damn darts, man.
Oh man, I didn't realize Basil gets a +3 to ranged. So yeah, it's a 19. actually.
Okay.
Nice.
Right bread throw. Okay, so roll a d4 for damage.
It's 4 damage.
Ooh.
Or
So
no,
you strike him with a
5
dart.
damage.
5. Oh shit.
Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. 5 damage. Give me a d6 roll.
3.
Okay, so all right. Now here we go. Here's the big money. Now give me. Now here we go. The random magical effect. Give me another d6 roll.
2.
All right. Give me another d6 roll.
1.
Okay. All right. So it launches into his back, and he turns around. He looks at you, and like yells something at the amber staffed ape, like, "The hell? What?" And he takes the dart out and looks at it and just throws it on the ground. You do anything else?
It's gonna duck into the briars.
Okay, so yeah, you. All right, so you're gone. So all you guys are making your way out.
Brutus will probably. I would suggest that Brutus would probably not follow them and turn around and try to find out what happened to his master. I don't know how that would work. Or
Somebody would probably have to grab Brutus because he would have to like push back between everybody. So he'd be kind of getting in the way, and I don't know, trying to go through the thorns and stuff would cut him up.
yeah, okay.
I mean, they could let him pass, but you know, that's
When we get on the other side, he's going to be kind of
he'll be upset.
yeah.
And you guys, after about 30 minutes, all make your way out of the briars and brambles cut up and puffing and dirt and mud on you, and there is no Karn, and his dog is just really upset and pacing back and forth and whining.
Karn was downed by the Ape Empire. I don't think he's dead though. It looked like they went uneasy on him.
Clintok like opens his cape ever so slightly and looks at his gemstone finder before saying anything.
Did Karn have any gems on him? Probably not. If they were probably on the yak.
Yeah, I think anything he had.
Yeah.
Well, I might have it written on there. We've got that pinned right in Discord.
Yeah, on the track.
So I would guess no, the gem finder does not point in that direction.
All right. Well, I'm sure Cuthbert will make sure that he is protected.
Now he's got some silver and some gold on him, but he's got the majority of his silver back on the yak, and he's got that silver statue with him.
Felix, you're no longer dizzy anymore.
Oh, my head was swimming.
Basil Wilberforce said, "Well, we're really gonna miss Karn, aren't we?"
We obviously have to break in and get him out. We can't just leave him behind.
Do we really though?
I mean, Karn would have done that for any of us.
I think you're right, Basil.
I don't know. Can we really afford a prison break at this time? Like Zophan pipes up.
I mean, if we're gonna do this, we should probably wait until nighttime.
That may have been what we should have done in the first place. Snuck in instead of made a full attack in the front. We just went bumbling in there like idiots.
I think you also didn't see the illusion there, Basil, but you know, if you did and you didn't tell us, I don't know what was going on.
I didn't know it was there until we were already through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fine. I want you to come after me. I guess we'll go after him.
Look, I know we're all blaming Basil, and that's totally okay. But I just really wanted to hit something in the face, and that amber, that one of those mages just had a very punchable face. Even though I mostly missed.
Don't they all?
Now that we know there's an illusion, I suppose we'll actually be able to sneak through. Is there a way around it? I haven't actually gone through it, so this is Zophan speaking.
I think it's rather unavoidable. But if there's another way that's not through the rambles, then maybe that's worth trying to figure out. Because I suspect they'll probably post up some guards there, but maybe not. There were some there previously that we killed.
Is this like in a valley, or was the illusion a valley?
When you stepped out, it was a valley, like, it looked like an open valley, and then when you stepped through the illusion, then that's when you saw these weird trees and all the workers.
Gotcha.
Well, obviously, we want to wait till nighttime. Maybe we could manage to sneak in there. Some of us are good at sneaking. Maybe the dog can help us. He's going to try to find Karn, if anybody is, isn't he?
And maybe we can start a big enough distraction that we can manage to get away once we find Karn.
Set something big on fire? Didn't we already try that?
Well,
We could
that
do
was,
better.
that was just one flaming arrow. A whole pile of oil flasks might be more up to the task, unless you have other ideas.
No, I like where you're going with this.
What is this tower? Like,
I
Like
think
a
there's
what?
like watchtowers.
Yeah, just like a watchtower that you would climb up a ladder and just look over.
oh, okay, so it's not like a castle or like a
Correct.
Definitely be more than one oil flask on Karn's yak. I think I put 6 on all of them. Somehow that got erased. We might have used some of those.
So Glurk, in between vomiting, says, Raga and Cuthbert are like brothers. When I am as he's like leaning on his battle axe. When I am better, I will take them on. I will find Karn, or I will die trying.
That's a staunch friend, a staunch ally.
well, we surely should wait till nightfall. I can turn invisible in a pinch. Although it's not consistent about how long that will last. Hence the pinch.
Should we scout around and see if we can make a different approach before nightfall? And if this is the best way in, then so be it.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
I think that would be wise.
Basil, would you like to join me?
I will absolutely join you with that. After I drink one of my healing potions. Oh, he rolls a 5.
Nice.
That's 5 plus 1, right? So he's got 4 out of 6 doses left on that. You see him chug some, all of a sudden he looks a lot more spry and says, oh yeah, let's go. We can find something around here.
Glad you won't be leaving a trail of blood behind.
Oh, nonsense. He was hit with one of the bolts, wasn't he?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
Clintok and Basil are going to scout around.
Okay.
Do we want to scout together or just go up and one of us go one way, one of us go the other?
Probably together. I think that's the safest bet given how many apes there are around here.
Yeah. We'll go scout around, see if we can find another way into this illusion.
That will probably take the majority of the afternoon to do.
Yeah.
Now, so there's one, obviously, one entrance, right? Through the brambles.
Yeah. And Felix is just going to like stake that out, waiting to see if anyone comes through that direction.
Gotcha. They're like mountain on either side. The brambles are kind of in the middle. But on one side, there is a pass that you can kind of traverse. You have to go single file.
All right.
That you could go, and you do realize that the illusion, all you just see is an empty valley. So you realize you've gone far enough. You're like, well, the illusion all goes all the way. So at some point you're gonna have to step through again.
Right.
Now you do know that, who was it, Basil Wilberforce? Who got a nat 20 walking through it?
Is that Karn or Basil?
I think that was Karn.
Okay. Yeah, so okay, well, anyway, you're gonna have to even you did pass, so you do get a plus,
Yeah.
like stepping through it, but you realize you will have to go through that illusion. You also know that none of the sounds, like you couldn't hear them on the other side, and you probably don't think they saw you, because obviously with that fight, they should have seen you fighting.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not a one way, it's not like a.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems to like fully block anything
Yeah.
from either side. Okay. Good to know. So I think once the sun starts setting, and I feel like we can get back to the rest of the group before the sun sets, Clintok will step through to see what the situation looks like. Just peek his head through what he believes to be the illusion and no more.
Are you talking about like where the rock
On the mountain pass?
Okay, so yeah, you kind of go down the rocks a little bit, slide down a little bit, and then kind of slowly step through. So give me a save versus spells. You get a +2.
What's the bonus?
+2.
Nice. That actually allows me to save. So
you kind of like peek your head through, and they're, like I described, these strange looking trees and these spores all line the valley, and these workers are just hurriedly putting them in different wheelbarrows, and the apes are just kind of like loitering, looking around. You do notice in the center there's these guard towers, but you notice in the center that there's some kind of structure, and they've got the wheelbarrows, and you see them like roll up, and they go into this structure, and they come out empty.
gotcha.
Now, you would deduce the structure is not very big, and the amount of spores that they're bringing in, or whatever these things are, they've obviously dug a pit or something to hold them, because they're coming out empty every time.
Gotcha. Yeah. So it's bigger on the inside than the outside. It's hardest situation. We will. Given no obvious other answer, suspect that Karn is in the pit with whatever's going on inside that hut. It's my guess. And I will report back to Basil what I saw.
It's pretty brave of you going through that thing.
One of us got to do it, and I mean, I'm not the most brave, but I think between the two of us.
Oh, I think you're like one of the bravest people I've ever met up in the park.
Maybe I get ahead of myself sometimes.
Yeah, it probably is a good idea for us to try to save them. The more I think about it.
Well, let's head back to the rest of the group and make our raid.
We're gonna have to come up with a good plan. Who else sneaky? Me and you and that Zophan guy, right? I think the three of us can pull it off.
Maybe.
Yeah. Let's go.
You guys made camp near Lurk's Rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you back up there, the yaks are there. Remy is like pacing back and forth with a drink in her hand. And she instantly realizes Karn is not there. Okay. What the hell happened?
Karn was captured. He did one of those things where he stays behind till everybody was out, and well, he ended up getting overwhelmed. But don't worry, we can save him.
Yeah, we're gonna go save him.
Okay.
Yeah, we're pirates. We're good at stealing things. Stealing people is just an extension of that, really.
You guys aren't good pirates.
I beg to differ.
I mean, look at all the yaks full of gold we have.
I'm gonna need another drink. She goes and fills up a tankard.
Look, we could be better pirates, but like maybe this is a good thing we're good at. Maybe we're good at rescuing people. I mean, stealing people. Yeah, stealing people.
Yeah, I just need somebody to take a few hits if I'm going to steal some gems. So I think it's probably in my interest. We find Karn.
Yeah, as Ryan always likes to say, that is our meat shield, right?
I'm not the sneaky type, but I can lay in wait and help throw. I can throw some rocks, which tend to hit a lot more than throwing punches.
That's true.
Maybe you can challenge an ape to an arm wrestling match.
Get Karn's release.
Oh, I wonder if that would work.
Oh God.
Based on these rolls tonight, I wouldn't roll the dice on that one.
Maybe that's plan B. If we get captured, we suggest an arm wrestling match. Arm wrestle our way to freedom.
Okay. So Gloric goes up to Remy and says, "This is my fault. I was affected by magic, and I was unable to assist. I take full responsibility." And she just is like, "Don't worry about it. We'll have to come up with some kind of plan here." Dustin, give me a D20 roll.
That's a 1.
Either really good or really bad. Who knows?
Gluric reaches into his pouch. "We shall smoke some of my barley blend tonight. Contemplate what we will do for Karn's release, for this plan to work." And he starts to get his gourd pipe out and put some of this barley blend, he calls it, in. "It will aid in digestion. We'll have a full meal." Oh wait, our cook is gone.
But don't worry, he made plenty of that fish, so we probably still have some left over.
You forgot, we ate it all this morning.
Oh shit, you're right.
You guys begin to set up your camp. Is the plan to go tonight, or are you going to wait a full day, or like technically in the morning, like 3 a.m. or something? Or
It's a good question. Maybe get a couple hours of sleep, so it's in like the middle of the night. Maybe less guard activity then.
I will say you also noticed there was no fog when you stepped through the illusion as well.
Okay. Interesting. So it's got its own weather pattern of some sort for some reason.
Either they're going to assume that we took off and left our companion behind, and they're going to let they're not going to keep their guard extra, or they're going to assume that we'll try to rescue our companion, and they're going to double the guards. But how long will Karn last at the hands of the Ape Empire? As soon as he says Cuthbert will provide for him and they know who he is, he's not going to lie.
Aren't we in the middle of nowhere? where they're going to get reinforcements from.
Maybe not necessarily reinforcements, but what if they decide to keep extra guards awake tonight?
You suggest we wait a day and hope that they think we've given up?
I'm not sure. I'm wondering if there's any way we can gain any insight from that. Didn't we have a way to gain insight every day or something? Or was that just time?
Depends on what we were smoking, I believe.
It has to do with the fact you just do it, right?
Yeah.
So he's got some of the stuff he calls barley blend. It's finely chopped golden brown leaf with malty undertones and a smooth, sweet taste.
Ooh.
It aids in digestion after a heavy meal. But as long as you all get together like you did before and smoke it, you can ask a question that you get some sort of answer. You make an intelligence check at a +2, because if all of you, there's enough of you doing it, and you can get an answer to some kind of, or a clue to something you want to do.
And Basil Wilberforce has a newly minted 16 intelligence.
Wow. Basil can make the roll, it sounds. He'll be the scrum master for this evening's planning session.
Again, finding firewood, no issue. Starting a fire. So an intelligence roll to keep the fire going.
Oh, and I got a high roll. I got a 13, but that's still
Okay.
fine.
Yeah. So they've kept the fire. You keep the fire going. You're going to be aided by the fire. So let's see. The wisdom check, of course, is the cooking. So who's doing the cooking tonight? Who's got a high wisdom?
Basil has 11.
Basil and Zophan have a wisdom of 10. So unless you like eating cardboard.
Yeah, I think the 11 is the highest in the group without Karn. So
Flavored cardboard.
Well, I would say you probably can't do both.
Oh, I can't. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Wiz 10, I think, is the next best.
Jahin has
Oh,
well, see, he's got a charisma of 17. You may need to have him do the camaraderie.
oh yeah.
But Jalak has a wisdom of 14. If somebody wants to roll for him, if you'd rather have him do it.
Oh, that makes sense. Jalak wants to do it. I can roll for him.
Okay, go for it.
10, which is under 14.
Okay, so fine hobgoblin cuisine tonight.
Whoa. Spices?
Yes. All sorts of spices. Everything is slightly undercooked. Like pan-seared.
Just the way that they like it.
Yeah.
Felix says, well, this is the one upside of Karn not being around.
Yeah. I love tasting raw meat. As he just starts shoveling down Jalak's food.
So yeah, deduct some rations. Everybody make sure. I know that's kind of like.
Yeah.
And if somebody wants to make a roll for Jahin, as he is going to, inspire the group, he's going to tell the great tales of Karn.
Nice.
And kind of spin it off as, this heroic rescue ready to happen.
What's the roll?
It's a charisma roll. Just roll a d20. He's got a 17.
That's a 6, so it's a
okay.
yes.
Yeah. He goes into like St. Cuthbert and for Karn, and he pumps everybody up. So is the plan to sleep on it tonight and then go at dark tomorrow, or to go in the early morning, or what?
If we can smoke some of that and get some inspiration.
Yeah, make an intelligence roll.
Okay. Can Basil do that?
Yeah, you can do that. That's a completely separate thing.
2.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are all smoking the barley leaf. eating jalox. He's caught a few like pheasants or whatever. They're barely cooked, but they're spicy.
Nice.
With some rations. He's cooked up some of the rations you got. And you're by the fire. So what is the question you would like to ask?
Basil brings about that, there's a couple of ways that we can look at this. Like they may try to double the guard. They may have, because they've just had an attack and they've captured someone, or they may have a lot of hubris and figure, oh, these losers will never come back for Karn. They're trying to figure out, which would be better. Should we wait a little bit longer, or should we just go ahead and attack right away, or sneak in right away?
So is that what you're thinking? Like, is it better to just go now or wait?
Yeah, I think that's
So as you guys are smoking and thinking of this, you realize that Karn obviously is outspoken, Saint Cuthbertite, and considering what happened in Clinkville.
Oh yeah.
Also, they didn't kill him outright. So if they didn't kill him outright, they wanted him for something.
Oh, they might have been like, oh wait, this is probably the paladin that helped burn down Clinkville.
So they certainly want to, you would guess, question him about something. And the sooner they can get him wherever they need to get him to question him, because you would guess probably is not going to be in this camp, they're going to do that. Because he has information. He's obviously has information about Cuthbert. If they figure out that he was part of Clinkville, which shouldn't be too hard, because he pretty much...
He has silver on him.
And he showed up here at some secret place that nobody was supposed to find. He knows a lot. And they probably want to know what he knows.
If they try to transport him, we may have an easier time of freeing him. If we can waylay the transport.
The transport could be heavily guarded though.
Yeah.
I mean, if it is a high value, if they deem him a high value prisoner, and especially one that is strong enough to break bonds, they will not skimp on the guards.
Yeah. So probably
But they can't send the whole camp, and if we go after the whole camp, we're fighting the whole camp.
but if we can do it stealthy.
We can do it stealthy, we don't have to fight anybody, right?
Yeah.
And we do have some mushrooms that promote sleep. I don't think we've got any of those things left for sleep.
Yeah, that was actually going to be like Clintok's side project, is cooking them down into like a viscous liquid of some sort.
Okay.
Flowers that help make the sleep left.
Yeah.
So if he can manage that tonight before we go, then like he would bring that along with him.
Yeah, I think Jalak would definitely, seems like he's skilled enough to do that. He would. So what time are you thinking of leaving?
I don't know, like 3 a.m. or something. Like
Okay.
1 to get us a couple hours of sleep.
Okay.
And then 2 to be like the worst possible time, or the least guarded time, probably.
Okay. So
Sounds like a good idea.
Does is it known, is it common knowledge whether the Ape Empire, like in their religion, has like an analog to the witching hour?
like, what do you mean?
Like, is there like a time in the night that is like considered superstitious to the denizens of the Ape Empire, where they think like bad things happen?
Maybe some have superstitions, but it's not widely known.
Okay. 3 a.m. is fine for me. It gives us enough time to get at least a couple hours of shut eye.
Okay, so we'll basically, you guys got a couple watches, hopefully no random encounters, and set off. So what's the first watch? Because I remember what the first one was before, but that probably will have changed.
Felix will take first watch.
Oh, that's right. Felix and Basil Wilberforce. And then it was Orion and Karn the last time. So who wants to take it this time? The second watch.
Basil Essex can take it. Zophan had 2. I mean, we're only doing, how many watches are we doing since we're getting up in the middle of the night?
2, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it would only be, it'd only be 2. You know, as the night falls and you have contemplated and everybody is bedding down. Wes, give me a D6.
2.
Give me a D12.
11.
Paul, give me a D20.
14.
So about 2 hours into your watch,
Uh-oh.
Felix and Basil Wilberforce are sitting on guard.
Yep.
As Remy is kind of like sitting by the yak drinking.
Has she not stopped drinking?
Yeah, pretty much. She's a day drinker, and she does it. It's for medicinal purposes only. You hear faint footsteps, like in the mud, like and that stopped, almost like they realize they're making noise. And then
Felix will look over towards Basil and gesture.
Basil gives the affirmative that he's noticed it and tries to slink into the shadows.
And Felix will pretend like he hasn't heard whatever, but keep an eye on that direction.
yeah, again, they seem to move, and it's the same thing. They're like they're trying to be sneaky, but they're making so much noise.
Basil, of course, is starting to try to, once he gets out of the firelight or whatever, he starts trying to make his way in that direction. He's trying to skirt around them so he can put their silhouette in the firelight. He wants to get on the other side of it so he can try to make out a silhouette of him in the firelight.
You spot a probably 6.5 foot tall silhouette of an orc.
I don't know if we've got any prearranged signals or anything. I just watch carefully and start getting a little bit closer, trying to sneak up myself.
He seems to be making it looks like he's trying to make his way around the camp stealthily, but failing miserably. Remy kind of occasionally looks over in that direction and just kind of shrugs and goes back and has another drink.
Keep a careful eye, but I don't accost him.
Okay.
Felix will look like he's like cleaning the blade of his sword, but basically getting ready to jump into action.
Okay. So he kind of makes his way around the camp and he starts to go down the valley,
down towards the valley.
I mean, not down, down the hill towards Lurk's Rest, because you guys were close by. And you see now he's got like a spear in his hand, and he's moving very slowly. And you see him walk up to Lurk's Rest. He goes around the side where the entrance is, and he vanishes.
Yeah, Lurk's Rest is where we encountered the Banshee, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
So he's one of the foolhardy, or he's desperate in need.
Which means he probably wants nothing to do with us, per se.
Yeah, possibly.
All the better.
Yeah.
Just keep an eye out and hope that he doesn't approach the camp as what Felix is going to do with that knowledge.
Okay. Probably about an hour passes, and you do catch him coming out of there, and he begins to head south, like where you guys came from, like looking, seeing the group, and then just kind of moving. It gets to a certain point on the path. He kind of picks up the pace, and he's out of sight. With that said, Zophan and Basil Bessex did not drink from the stream at Lurk's Rest. And since you're here, you probably should go drink from the stream. Because we could say that you went and drank there.
That's a good point.
We tell you about that.
What? Why do I need to drink from the stream? Is it muscle milk?
You know what?
Very well could be.
Whatever character is going to drink from it, roll me a d6.
Do we have to drink from the stream?
No, you don't have to.
No, but only good things happen to any of us that drink from the stream.
I do like good things. So yeah, they'll both drink from the stream.
Okay.
A 5 for Basil and a 6 for Zophan. Man, where were those damage rolls earlier?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we can say that when you came back after you got a drink, if you're missing any HP, you're right now at max hit points. And any negatives that you have are removed. It's refreshing and it tastes metallic. It's got iron in it.
HP's heal. And what was the other thing?
No negative effects.
Oh, okay, cool.
Paul, give me a D6 roll.
5.
All right, so your guys' shift passes, no issues. Basil, Bessex, and Zophan come on. Dustin, give me a D6 roll.
6.
Your shift passes. However, the weather will have changed. And that could affect your plans. So, Wes, give me a D12.
Yep. 4.
So the fog is gone. It is replaced by it's windy and wet.
Gross.
About 30 degrees.
Oof. Doubly gross.
How much is it coming down? Is it blocking visibility at all, or is it?
No, there's really no rain. It's just wet, because of the snow that's melting and stuff. So,
Gotcha.
It's a little misty, but out of all the conditions you could roll, that's pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, so it's like 3 a.m. I doubt any of you are lonely, but what is the group that's heading out to free Karn?
Both Clintok and Felix are going to be going.
Okay, Clintok, Felix, Basil, Wilberforce.
Basil Bessex is gonna be up, and he's not gonna go, but he's gonna kind of be like on the, probably outside, like he's gonna be at the ready if there's like a breakaway or something, to like to help step in and jump in.
Okay.
So like he'd be like kind of watching from a distance type deal.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically what Felix is going to do, is like hang out on the edge of the illusion, like just inside, to like see if support needs to happen.
But Zophan is going, since he's the stealthy one, theoretically.
Okay. Also, Remy has got her pack ready to go, and she's like, "I'm going. I think you might need me."
Probably will.
As she takes a drink from her tankard. I also want to remind you that, excuse me, that you did ditch a cart that guy had when you first ran into him, the worker.
Yeah.
And you have a vague idea where he says he lives.
That's true.
But Remy has heard, obviously, what happened. And the whole illusion that you went through has piqued her interest. And she says that you will probably need her expertise in this. So that's why she's coming along.
Gotcha.
More the merrier. Especially when it's somebody who knows a thing or two about magic.
All right. So we got Clintok, Felix, Basil, Zophan. Any Remy is going. Any of the other NPCs? Yeah. Glurk is going to go. I don't know how stealthy he is, but maybe he's your distraction in case things go sideways. It's 3 a.m. and you guys begin to make your way down the path once again. Traveling about a mile and then another mile through this like tunnel area where these rocks are like cut out and there's like a tunnel, and then you come up to where the brambles start, and then you make your way up over where you found before where the rocks are and start going single file around like the base of this mountain. And it's very dark, obviously, because there's no, windy and wet. So probably a quarter moon out tonight, some clouds. And you would guess it's probably like 5 a.m.
Okay.
It takes you about 2 hours to get to the point where you stepped through.
Felix will have his lantern out to provide light for the group.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. So you're traveling at night. So yeah, if you're using the lantern the whole time, is it basically 1 hour per flask of oil?
I think so.
Yeah. So you would have to have used 2
Okay.
to get to this point. So you've used 2 flasks of oil, no. You're on Yasida's land, so there's no random encounters as you're out. Only at night when you are camping is there a chance. So you're still protected in that way. And you are here. It looks like an empty valley. The light kind of shines down into the valley. It looks empty.
All right.
Somewhere around here that the illusion's gonna break.
Then Talk will scramble down to where he thinks the edge of the illusion is.
Okay. You're going to step through?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me
just like kind of like crouch down into the roughly where I think it is.
Do you have your lantern with you?
No.
Okay. Leaving that behind?
That was Felix. This is Clinton.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Give me a save versus spells.
Yeah, that's what that roll was, and I pass.
You get a +2. So you crouch down into, it's dark. You're stepping out, and you make your way. Feel a little bit lightheaded or whatever. You step in, and it's like stepping into broad daylight. And you look down, and you see the camp. It's a perfect working day, and the people are out with their wheelbarrows, and they're loading shit into their wheelbarrows, and the guards are walking around.
So if I look up at the sky, does it look like the sun is like basically midday?
Yep.
Okay, I will back out and tell the others. It appears on the other side of this illusion that it is not 5 a.m., but is instead noon.
That kind of puts a damper in our plans, don't it?
Just a bit.
I don't understand how could that be?
Your guess is as good as mine. What are your thoughts, Remy?
Well, the Ape Empire's got some serious arcane practitioners. There was a way to break the illusion, though. It would cover the camp in darkness.
Would we be able to see in the darkness?
I think we'd have a better chance in darkness than we were in broad daylight, considering what you told me.
Any idea what we might be looking for?
Well, there are probably some kind of you said like the whole thing was lit up in daylight. There's probably some kind of sending stone or magnification stones or something that they're using. Probably at the perimeter.
Have we noticed any stones when we've been crossing over?
No.
So if we're able to remove these stones, it should dispel the illusion.
I would think so. Something that powerful. There's nobody that could, not any practitioners I've ever read the arcane that could create such a thing. You would have to have it amplified.
The Ape Empire does confiscate magical items, so it is possible that they've just taken it to other places. Perhaps we can circle around the inside of the illusion and see if we can find any sort of stones.
All right. Basil, Zophan.
I'll go left.
I'll
It
go
might
right.
be quicker if we all
Start at slightly different places.
yes. That way we can have the minimal amount of time on the inside.
All right. What are you gonna say?
We down the wrong pipe there.
Remy takes the flask back from you. Can't handle it.
Wow.
All right. Head back down towards the edge of the illusion.
Okay, so if whoever's going through makes save versus spells, if you've made it through once already, you get a +2. If you haven't, it's a fresh roll.
Save versus spells. We want to roll higher, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Barely saved this time.
Oh, I made it. Basil did.
It's a fail.
Uh-oh.
Is he?
So for 4 turns, you're like at a -4. You're kind of like dizzy. You don't throw up, but you feel like nauseous.
How long are turns?
That's 10 minutes. So like 40 minutes.
Okay. So Zophan pops out of the other side. It begins and kind of wobbles, shaking his head, trying to clear his mind, and like blinking a lot. Going to attempt to move silently along the edge of the perimeter while searching for these magical artifacts.
Okay, so yeah, the 3 of you are there. Like, who's going which way? Zophan's staggering, headed in one direction.
Clintok will go the direction away from Zophan.
Gonna get as far away from that as possible.
Basil, I mean, we can only go in 2 directions, right? So
Right,
Basil,
yeah.
Basil will let Zophan get a ways ahead and then sort of follow along behind and see if we find something that he misses and maybe helps extricate him if he gets into trouble.
Okay, so we'll just say Zophan and Basil go left. Clintok goes right.
All right.
I feel like I may need to double check What's Zophan's doing?
At least for a bit.
So, Clintok, as you're headed out, like moving, like just inside the illusion. So, it's fairly steep
Yeah.
going down into the valley. So you got kind of you're up a little bit higher, and you can see everybody working. You hear some rocks, like falling or whatever, and Remy comes staggering out of the illusion, and she's like, "Oh, boy, that mead is not sitting well." Oh.
I just shake my head and keep moving.
She stops and she's like, "Okay, stop spinning." And then she's like, she looks around and she kind of sees you and she kind of staggers a little bit. And she's like, "Man, I should be practiced at this." And she starts like following you. Are any of the thieves going to move silently or anything like that?
Yeah. Clintok's going to try to move silently.
Okay.
Yeah, same for Basil.
And same for Zophan.
Oh my god, 19.
And we want to get under.
Yeah.
It's a fail. I got a 67.
Okay. Well, you are dizzy, so
Yeah.
A little bit stumbling.
So yeah, you're like think of walking on like an incline, and the rocks are falling down and stuff, and Basil, Wilberforce, and Clintok are moving very gracefully. And Zophan and Remy has no chance. She's just kind of knocking rocks, stopping. As you're doing that, as you guys are moving, you're obviously making, and the rocks are rolling all the way down, landing near some of these workers who are picking up spores or whatever they're picking up, put it in. They look up and they're looking around. And then all of a sudden, what sounds like a rock slide on the other side of the valley, like rocks going, and a bunch of the workers kind of like scatter out of the way as they hear this noise, like they've probably heard it before.
Yeah.
And everybody's attention is drawn to the other side of the camp.
Can we see what it is?
Yeah, if you look over there, you really don't notice anything. You just hear the noise as it kind of echoes. But obviously the workers have heard this, and they all like step back from their carts and they're kind of like moving away.
All right. Keep moving, but try and stay silent.
Yeah, so you guys sort of pass as there's a distraction. You guys are able to move a pretty good distance, as now their focus is on, you're watching them as they're bringing their wheelbarrows, and they kind of load them, they kind of load them, and then and the ones that are farther part of the camp, they go to a certain distance, somebody else takes it, wheels it a little bit, but they're all going to this central location and dumping them in. Clintok, you get to these rocks that are kind of jetted, sticking up out of the ground, like it's a rock outcropping.
All right. If I whip out my magical monocle, do I see anything?
The monocle. Oh yes, you would. Like it's a bunch of rocks together, and like in the middle, you can sense something magical, like one of these is inside one of these stones.
Scramble up to it.
Give me a D6 roll.
Yeah. 2.
There's so on the back side, you can see that there are some writings. It looks like runes or some sort of magical script.
Mm-hmm. Roughly how big is it?
Like the writing itself, or the
stone?
The rock. Oh yeah, no, you probably couldn't pick the rock up.
Okay. I'll like motion for Remy
Yeah, she comes over.
And point out the magic stone.
Oh, she's like, oh, okay. She kind of looks at it for a second. I think we found the first one.
How do we disable it?
Do you have any kind of miner's tools or anything?
Let's see. The best I have is a grappling hook. Can we just try and etch the runes to be something else and that screw it up?
Yeah. That might work.
I'll first start with my dagger and see if that's enough to scrape into the rock.
So she stops you for a second and she's like, and she starts to like instruct you on like what to turn the symbols into.
Okay.
And it takes about like 10 minutes, but you're able to like carve some different symbols on the side.
Nice.
Give me a D4 roll.
Yep. 3.
Okay. So when you complete this and you're done, you can see, you're looking and now you can see like swarms of insects
Oh.
like showing up, like coming out and flying around, which you had not seen before.
Yeah. Well, let's keep moving.
Okay. And then, so basically you're going to go straight ahead, to the next
Keep
one.
going. Yep.
Okay.
As much as I can.
All right. So Zophan and Basil, this distraction, this rock slide that didn't seem to happen, but everybody heard it. You guys make it all the way and you find another set of rocks that kind of like sticking out of the mountain.
Guess we have to go and investigate and look at these.
Yeah. Take a look at them.
Okay. Yeah. So searching around, you do find that there is a large stone that has some runes written on it. It looks like some sort of magic.
I look at Zophan and go, now what do we do? Do we just like take this back to her? Do we scratch these out? Do we bust the rock up?
How big is the stone? Is it big enough to be carried?
What is your combined strength? What Basil and Zophan's strength?
Level 4 has like 9.
11, so 20.
It looks pretty hefty.
It's got this writing on it. Maybe if we scratch that out, or
I think that's going to be the way.
we can break it up, maybe.
I do have a crowbar.
I don't think I have anything other than the dagger. I've got a crowbar. I've got my thieves' tools. I've got a grappling hook.
With both of them with crowbars, could they dislodge the...
Yeah, you could probably dislodge that rock, with both crowbars.
Yeah, we could try that.
Okay. Yeah, you don't need to make a roll. You both work on it. It's like a stone that's like that's been set in with a bunch of other stones. So you're working around it and you dislodge it out.
What happens when it moves? Anything?
Mm-mm. I mean, you kind of dislodge it and kind of set it, and it sets down into the side. It's like on its side now.
I guess we got to face these runes somehow.
Are they etched in or are they scratched in?
They're etched like somebody took a tool and did it.
Can we scratch away at them with the ends of the crowbar or something?
Yeah.
I mean,
but that'd be loud.
Yeah.
Also not very efficient.
Yeah.
But if we could like ruin one of the runes, It might ruin the whole spell.
I have that Adam Savage approach to life. At the heart of every tool beats a hammer. But yeah, I guess we could take the edge of the crowbar or something like that, and just like gouge into it and rub away and try to change one of the rooms or something. With no idea what we're doing.
Okay, you're just defacing it.
Basically.
So about 10 minutes passes.
Add a
And-
line here.
Yeah.
Subtract the line.
Every once in a while, you see one of the workers kind of look in your general direction. They don't seem to notice you. And they're back to work, and you have successfully defaced it.
Can we notice anything change? Obviously, there's some insects flying around that weren't flying around before.
Yeah, is like, were the rocks glowing at all? Like
No, it did look it looked like it was part of the landscape. Paul, give me a D4 roll.
1.
You guys have defaced. Are you heading like to the next one where you presume it would be?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is down in the valley, up across onto the other side. As you're doing that, as you start to walk away, it gets pitch black. Like in this section. You're like walking in absolute darkness. And you can hear some people yelling in the ape language.
Can we see the lit up areas and see what's in them, or is it just like everything went black around us?
Yeah, everything like somebody like shut off a light.
All right, so off in the distance, we can't make out the lit up areas.
Yeah, I mean you can faintly see light in the distance, but it's pretty dark.
Okay.
Clintok, and you notice this, like as you're walking down into the valley, you look all the way down at the end, and like a fourth of the camp is like covered in darkness.
That's a sufficient distraction to hopefully keep going.
Hey, I think it worked.
Give me a move silent.
30. So success.
Okay, so yeah, you go past a couple of the towers, and you're like right at the edge. Kind of, it kind of looks a little bit familiar, but
Alright.
you're in the valley and looking down, and you can see that everybody's distracted by what the hell just happened.
Yeah.
And you see the swarms of insects above you moving around.
Gotcha. Break out my monocle and see if there's anything within like eyesight.
But like, are you looking for the next marker?
Yeah,
Or are you
looking-
okay. Yeah, faintly in the distance, like now you have kind of like an idea where these are set.
Okay. I will point it out to Remy if she's nearby-ish.
Okay.
And then
She's kind of like trying to stealthily move in her own way.
gotcha. And then
Glad that
hopefully
there's a
make,
big distraction.
and hopefully make it over to that.
Okay, so Zophan and Basil Wilberforce, you're in darkness now.
So, do you think we should just move on to the next one? Try to head in that direction, even though it's dark? Or should we go ahead and head towards the camp because it's dark in this area? I think we ought to keep making it dark, but you know.
I think so. I think we should attempt to keep going.
Yeah, we can try to feel our way, and we can not lose our sense of direction, trying to make our way.
Yeah, I mean, you would have an idea which way to go. Give me a move silently.
I rolled when you asked him for it. I rolled a 007.
What about Zophan?
All right, that's a 2.
Nice.
Definitely move silently.
Cover of darkness.
So you guys managed to move all the way, and then it's dark. All of a sudden, it's light now, and you can see you're in the valley and looking back. you can see the whole area is now dark, and there's the workers are kind of like clustered around, and they're moving out of the darkness. The apes are just ushering them out of the way, like, because obviously they can't see. The workers can't, so they're kind of directing them out. And you see a guy in robes kind of come out of one of the huts, like stretching and stuff, like, somebody who probably just woke up, and just kind of throws his hands up, and he starts making a beeline for where the rocks were.
We're gonna look for another implement now that we know what it looks like.
Yeah. So yeah, you got kind of a main idea, like what you're kind of looking for. Clintok, you make your way up to a similar rock outcropping, and the monocle gives it away.
Nice.
And Remy again instructs you exactly what to do. She's like, use the dagger this way.
All right. You want me to roll something?
D4.
D4. 2.
Yeah, so you're doing that, and you finish, and you're sitting there, and all of a sudden, like a big cicada lands on your arm, and you look up, and the whole place is swarming with them. Like,
oh, crazy! All right, now we got a literal plague. Nice, and they're like infiltrating like the whole camp area.
Yeah, like this whole like section, they're flying around, and the insect swarms are flying around, and you see a couple of the ape in the Watchtower is doing this, like looking down. He's yelling at one of the other guys down there, and they're yelling back.
All right. Hopefully this is annoying enough that they're not going to pay attention to me. Keep trying to move to hopefully get to the next one.
Okay. Well, you would figure if it's set up like, a box, there's 4 of them, and that's,
Oh, okay. Still keep going. Let's get hopefully meet up with Basil and Zophan.
Okay. So Basil and Zophan, you make your way up the rocks again, as there's a bigger, a decent group down at that darkness area, and you can see that they're using some kind of like light to like light everything up, like a spotlight to get the workers out. And you make it up to the similar like rock outcropping that, again, you don't have to like search. You can find the runes. Now you know what you're looking for.
Watch them for a couple of minutes and see if I can get any hint or clue to where maybe they would have hidden Karn or have Karn. Like, do I notice any of those towers look like it'd be a good place to keep a prisoner, or are they maybe down there? Is there extra guards set up around one instead of another?
The only thing you notice is that there are, the towers, and there are a couple huts, but they're pretty small. And then this small, not small, it's a little bit bigger building in the middle. Like one of the guys who you would assume is some kind of magic user came out of one of the little huts, but you only see 2 of those.
So the magic users have 2 huts. Is what I would take that to be. And we saw one exit one of them like we just woke up. Probably wouldn't keep Karn in that. Shit, one of us needs to have brought the dog. We haven't brought the dog yet, because the dog could probably help us find Karn. But if we were doing this, we probably left him back with Felix and Basil. Okay. I guess we deface the stone, huh?
Yeah, you're gonna do the same thing.
Yeah.
Just scratch at it indiscriminately. Basil turns X, and puts a scratch along the top of the X, and then finds an S and turns it into an infinity symbol.
Yeah.
Like random shit he's doing to it.
So as you're doing this, you look down and you see one of the workers has spotted you, and he starts yelling for one of the apes, like, over here, over here.
Yeah, I mean, Zophan's like helping him.
Give me a D4 roll.
I got a 1 again.
Okay. So just as you're doing that, a couple apes come running over, and as they come running over, it all of a sudden becomes dark.
Okay.
Nice.
I reach out to Zophan because I can't see him very long. Time to go. Now, could we have seen Hawk and Remy making their way to us, or
Probably not.
they're trying to make their way to us? But which way would we run? Would we try to get back to the dog, or keep going around the circle in the darkness, or the square, whatever?
You can hear the apes yelling, and the sound of them scrambling up the side of this mountain towards your position.
Run towards the light.
I mean,
Right.
technically, you're on the other side of the illusion. You could step through the illusion to get on the other side, but you don't know what's there. You would assume that it's more of the mountain.
Risky.
Yeah, which way we go, Zophan?
I'm wondering whether we should just go right into, like, now that half the camp is dark, is just try to run in.
Okay, let's double back from the direction that we came halfway and then go down into the camp.
I mean, it's not perfect, but at least we'll have some light that we could like jump into the darkness if we need to. So we can kind of like play with that.
I'm down. Let's give it a shot.
Okay, so you're doubling back?
Yeah, sort of double back in the direction that we came from and then head downhill. Try to skirt around the apes that are running up.
Give me another move silent.
Can't keep getting successes. I got a 61. I didn't make it.
Is it worth a hustle point?
No.
Zophan, move silent.
All right. 9.
So you're doing very well. Basil's having a hard time like scrambling. You got to grab him a couple times because it's very dark and you're trying to be stealthy. You hear the footfalls coming closer as you realize that apes probably can see, they have some sort of infravision. They probably can pick up some kind of signature. And that is when we go to initiative.
Quick, cover yourselves in mud.
He dies for the nearest mud pile.
And I rolled a 6.
Oof.
Damn.
All right. Do you want to start us out, or is it just Basil and?
Yeah, I guess it's just Basil and Zophan since you guys are kind of far away.
All right.
What do you want me to roll?
What do you have a +2? Sorry, you cut out.
Just the
Plus
+1.
Oh, +1. All right, I can roll. It doesn't really matter, but I'll roll this round. 3. So
2 apes are scrambling up here. They've definitely spotted Basil. And they go to snatch him up.
Oh boy.
15.
15 hits.
All right. The other one tries to grab, just can't get a hold of you. Well, one of like snatches onto you and says, "What do you think you're doing?"
Running for my life.
It's like, "Why don't you come with me?"
Do I have a choice?
No.
I'm gonna try to break free.
Okay, so go ahead and roll strength or dex.
Oh, I would definitely go for dex.
All right.
13 dex. I got 9 strength. So I'm trying to squirm away from him. Damn it. I use my low rolling die and I won't make 2.
So yeah, he's scrambling, he's like he's in the air and legs just kicking. And he's like, "You're coming with me."
Now both my characters gonna be
Well, you'll find out where Karn is.
I mean,
That was his plan. That's his plan all along.
I didn't mean to do that.
Get captured.
You hear him like barking. The other one comes over and like grabs a hold of you as well. Zophan, are you going to do anything? It is really, really. Do you have any kind of dark vision or anything?
No.
It is really, really hard to see. You can kind of see like outlines, but you can hear him squirming. You realize that they scooped him up.
Zophan is going to tail them, moving silently.
Okay.
Because they're gonna inevitably take Basil to wherever Karn's at.
Okay. Yeah, I would say, what was your roll last time? Move silent?
A 2 or
Yeah.
was it 9?
Yeah, so you've rolled pretty good. So, I mean, they're making enough noise walking that you can follow that down. And Basil, of course, is making a racket. "Don't touch me, stop, no."
Oh yeah, he's screaming bloody murder.
Okay. Are you still going to try to escape, or is this
Oh, he's trying to squirm and struggle every minute he's got a chance to. Like he's yeah. I mean, you know, he's in full panic mode. He's like, I didn't do anything wrong. I just wanted to go. I want to go home. I want my mommy. I don't even know what I'm doing here. I'm not even supposed to be here today.
give me another dex roll.
I got a 3 this time. He's going to
Okay.
contest it, isn't he?
There's 2 of them.
Yeah.
So you're squirming and they're just, I mean, you're pissing them off. As they're walking down, and Zophan, you're following. So at some point, Zophan, you get to where some of these workers have like torches now lit and they're looking around. And you can see they got these wheelbarrows full of like these spore things that they're carrying. And they're just kind of like making a way. Now you can see that Basil is being held. He's squirming. These 2 apes have got him, and looks like they're making a beeline for one of these huts. All right, so you're following to the hut. So Clintok and Remy are moving towards their position. You can sort of see a commotion. You see everything go dark, and then you see that there's some lights over there, and you on the like somehow on the wind or somewhere you can hear Basil screaming. You've probably heard this many times in your previous adventures, but you kind of catch a whiff of him yelling. You probably put 2 and 2 together and realize they probably caught him.
All right. And from my perspective, like, how much of the camp is in darkness?
Probably about half of it.
Okay.
Your half is full of insects and locusts.
All right. Hunker down for a minute and hopefully see if I can make out where Basil is in all of this. Because I know I can't see for shit in the dark, so I'm not gonna attempt to venture into the darkness. We learned our lesson last time with darkness.
Okay.
Not our friend.
I'm going to make a roll.
Our
here.
ill-fated companion.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, you managed to hunker down sort of you like at the close to where one of the watchtowers is. But it seems to be more they're focused on what's going on out in the camp. You kind of like at the blind side of where it is.
Got it. How close am I to the watchtower?
You're probably like 30 yards away.
Okay. Good to know.
And you can faintly see like a couple apes walking, and there's now more of this darkness is being pushed away by more lights. Like there's a couple lanterns. You see somebody bring a pole out and they put a big lantern on it that's lighting it up, and you can see these two apes have got like somebody squirming, and they go into a hut.
Okay.
When I settle down.
Okay.
Once I see that happen, I'm gonna try and so can you tell me, is there any part of the watchtower that looks particularly flammable?
Give me an intelligence roll.
Okay. Oh, nice. 5 under 10.
So you looking at it and considering what happened last time, you're up a little bit closer. It's got some sort of pitch isn't a good word. It's got some sort of substance to make it flame retardant.
Gotcha. Okay. Is there any worker with a cart nearby?
Oh yeah. I mean, they're all down at they're probably like you're 30 feet from the watchtower, 30 yards, and they're probably another 20 feet. There's workers going by with carts, and there are, these trees, of course.
All right. I'm gonna try and chuck one of these oil flasks that I got off of Felix into one of these workers' carts.
Okay. Yeah, give me an attack roll.
17.
Yeah. So it hits the cart
Yeah.
and just goes, because these things are not treated with whatever the watchtower is, and starts to burn, and the dude just throws the cart in the air, and all those spores just fall to the ground. You can see they are not burning.
Oh.
But the cart is burning, and he's like, hey, well, it spontaneously combusted.
These carts do that. Why did we order these carts again?
And he's like, somebody's yelling about like they're gonna take it out of pay. And they're all stepping away, and the cart is burning. And you see one of the apes like running towards what's going on as the guy in the watchtower is yelling at him like, take care of this.
All right. I'm going to continue to try and move along further away from, where I'm at now. Move
Okay.
south
Okay.
for 12.
You have no issue
Right.
moving, because you are getting some cover from the trees at the base of the valley.
Yeah.
However, Remy is not adept at moving on there, and she kicks over a couple more rocks, and one rolls down and like hits one of the workers in the leg, and you hear him go, "Oh!" and looks up, and then one of the apes comes over and spots her, and she's like, "Oh," and she just kind of waves.
All right. Guess I'm going to let Remy get captured too. I'm going to keep moving and try and create another burning cart fiasco.
Okay. Give me another attack roll.
Yeah. 17 again.
All right. Again, you hit the cart. Another cart explodes with flame. Spores fly on the ground, but you see the spores are not burning. The cart burns, and the other guy whose cart was burning says, "See, I told you. Look, I told you." At that point, when the ape has spotted, one ape has come over to check on the fire and like kicked it to the side and sees another cart burning. The other ape has spotted Remy. As soon as he turns his head and looks, Remy has made a beeline for the Watchtower, and she proceeds to try to climb it.
Gotcha.
What's her dex? Oh man, no, not enough. So she's trying to, but it's got some kind of slippery shit on there, and she's kind of sliding down. She's like, shit.
All right, well, Remy has some idea, so I'll see if I can help her out. I will attempt to get to the same Watchtower.
Okay. Yeah, you can. You can do that.
Okay, I will try to succeed where Remy failed.
Yeah, you probably climb sheer surfaces. You probably can do that.
All right, easily 27.
Yeah, so she tries to climb up this thing, kind of slides down. It's got some kind of like weird grease or some shit on it, and she just she like show off, and you just climb right up going right up the side.
All right, get my dagger ready for when I come over the edge.
All right, so you get all the way to the top. We're going to give this guy, I'm going to roll a d6. On a 1 or 2, we'll say that he sees you coming. Like, he's not unaware because of everything going on.
All right.
I rolled a 3. So, so there's, 2 carts are on fire. He's got his back to, he's yelling at somebody, pointing. So you can get a sneak attack 1 shot in if you wish.
Okay. Roughly, how hard do I think it would be to shove him over the edge of the Watchtower?
Probably pretty hard.
Okay.
Yeah, he's pretty hardy. Well, you'd have to make an attack roll. I would give him a dex roll to see if he can. Man, if he fails that, he'll go over. If you can hit him with an attack roll.
I will attempt to do that.
Okay.
This will probably be better than me trying to fight an ape directly. And do I get +4 for this?
Yeah, because he doesn't see you coming.
All right, 18.
Yeah, that's definitely. So you're just gonna run in and just like try to knock his ass right off the. All right, so he passes, but you do knock him. You surprise the shit out of him and knock him to the side. He's got to like grab on to the edge. You don't knock him over.
Yeah.
However, okay, he does hold on. So he has a crossbow in his hand, and you knock him, and it's like on the edge. So he didn't drop that.
Okay.
So we do have initiative.
All right.
And I rolled a 2. So unless you got a negative, you should beat me.
Got a 5, so.
Okay. So you're up first. That's like he's like hanging on. You've completely surprised him.
I'm gonna make an attempt to just get him the rest of the way over the edge.
Okay.
With a 17.
All right. All right. So he does make it. I mean, he manages. He's not as big as the other guys.
Yeah.
But he's pretty beefy. So trying to move, and he is going to try to pop you one with his fist.
Okay.
And he reaches back to try to slug you with a 20.
That hits for sure. For 5 or 7?
7 damage.
Oof.
Yeah, he can only do 1 because he would have to drop the crossbow, which he's not going to do. He's like kind of holding on, and he just punches you 1 time.
All right.
And we roll initiative again. Let me give. So Remy manages to start climbing up the tower.
Nice.
So.
All right. I got a 5.
2, you're up.
All right. What is the layout? Is there like an open place in like the center of the watchtower that's like a ladder or something?
You see that it's really not the center. They climb up the side.
Okay. But there's no like opening either down or over the edge.
No, it's basically like a window.
Got it.
It's open. It's with the canvas.
Yeah.
There are no lights in here. There's some food. There's a big stack of crossbow bolts. There's another crossbow in here as well, but it's not cocked.
All right. It's an improvised weapon. I'm going to attempt to bury my grappling hook into his flesh.
Okay, go for it.
The old flesh grapple. That's a classic.
Does a 16 hit?
Yep.
All right. How much damage does that do?
Let's say D6.
Okay. 4. And then if I can do it this turn, I'm gonna toss the rope over the edge that I knew Remy was climbing up
Okay.
and just yell yank.
Okay, nice. Yeah, you can do that. And just throw the rope.
Yeah.
Now he's got a grappling hook stuck in him. And he goes to punch you with a natural 1.
Yes.
That would have been 9 damage.
Ooh, ouch. That would have been not great.
59, and I did had my chart already. A crit fail. Give me a D6 roll. I'm going to give you a chance here.
Yep. 2.
All right. He goes to punch you.
Yeah.
And he swings, like you duck under it. He swings. His momentum takes him over the edge. And he's like, ah! And Remy goes to try to grab the rope. Let's see. Let's give her a roll. Make it happen. Her dex is 11. She rolled 11. Remy grabs the rope and comes flying into the tower. Bong, bang, bang.
Nice.
And, enough sense to let go of it.
Yeah.
She's like laying on the ground. Oh shit.
Well, I'm glad you made it.
Oh, yeah, she just dusts herself off. Okay. She kind of looks out, sees like 2 smoldering carts and some pissed off apes. Is like, okay, what's the plan?
What was your plan?
I was just making shit up.
Okay. Now that I'm in here, does it seem like it would be easier to set this on fire from the inside?
Yeah, because none of that stuff is on the inside.
All right. Let's burn this to the ground. I will use the last oil flask.
All right, so you start burning this watchtower. All right, so Basil, you are being dragged into this hut. There is like an ornate rug on the floor and a little bedroll. And in the corner of this room, you would notice, like sitting on some like cloth, is a fine looking sword that looks very familiar, like Karn's Hemadai sword is just laying there, along with his spider hat. And these apes just kind of throw you onto the ground and are standing over you. He's like, you stay right here. He'll be back in a minute.
I see you got that guy's sword. Did you kill that bastard? I hate him so much.
And they both look at him. He's like, Cuthbert, right? You don't like Cuthbert either?
Fuck Cuthbert.
I would never shut up. Give me a 2d6 roll. Add your charisma.
What charisma. No adjustment to the charisma, but I got an 8. 5 and a 3.
He's like, what were you doing up there?
I was doing what I was forced to do.
Forced to do by who?
By the bastard with that sword.
He put you up to this?
Well, yeah, why? I don't want to be here doing anything. I love the Ape Empire.
They both kind of look at each other like, All right, so Zophan, you making your way through the workers.
Yeah,
And
basically what I'm picturing Zophan would do. He's tailing Basil. Basil being picked up, and he's gonna like sit outside the building that he was thrown into. And when they leave, he's gonna go in and just undo his shackles. Like
Okay.
that's generally the vibe.
What does Zophan wear? What's his attire? Is he got that like cloak of many colors and stuff wearing? Is that what he's wearing these days?
Yes.
Okay.
He wears a leather jerkin made from a variety of colored leather patches, along with a white cotton undershirt and woolen trousers.
So you don't need to make a roll. As soon as like you're moving like amongst these workers, you realize I stand out because I don't look like them.
What are the workers wearing?
They just have like simple like light brown or beige cloaks, and they look very poor. I mean, and they're muddy and dirty. I mean, they look like they've been out here.
Are there any mud pits nearby?
Of course, there's a mud pit.
I'm gonna jump into a mud pit.
Okay. That works for me. You jump. A couple of the workers look and just, oh, okay. So yes, you're covered in mud. You fit right in now.
Covered in mud. Now, he would continue.
Okay. You get up to this hut. The workers are kind of keep a safe distance from it. You can hear the apes in there yelling at this, speaking in common, something about Cuthbert and well, you were forced, and they don't sound like they're wailing on him. They're just they're questioning him.
Yeah, they're verbally wailing upon him. Yeah, so he's just gonna wait. He's just gonna sit outside listening, rather than to avoid like drawing suspicion. Well, he'd probably try to move to the side of the house that has the least amount of eyes on it.
Okay.
Like if there's a side of this kind of structure that kind of backs the illusion, where there's nobody there or like darkness, he would do that. Or he would try to like look like he's just like taking a breather and like leaning against the hut.
Okay. Yeah, just as you're doing that, like the crowd of workers seem to like move away as this ape wearing these robes, who you had seen come out of the hut, and he's like, he looks pissed off, and he sees you like leaning up against his hut, and he's like, you get to work.
Zophan hangs his head and like gets to work.
Okay. Yeah, I mean these somebody in a wheelbarrow walks by. These spore little things are all over the ground. You could just go pick them up and put them in his wheelbarrow, and this guy just comes. He's like, get to work. We've caught the menace. The work of the Ape Empire will continue. and he just like storms through the hut. So Basil, as you're like sitting there having this conversation, this ape comes in with these robes, and he like the two guys move out of the way, and he looks at you, and he's like, "What is the meaning of this? What have you come here for?"
I was only doing what I was told to do. I was forced to do it. I'm groveling at his feet.
Who forced you to do these things?
The friends of that guy who carried that sword over there.
And he just he walks over, and he just shakes his head, and he's like, this Cuthbert.
Yeah, Cuthbert. He sucks.
He had a 0 out of 5 stars on Yelp.
I'm so sick of hearing about Cuthbert. But they told me that if I didn't do what I was told to do, then, well, I mean, my mom and my sister, they just, no, it would be bad. It would be so bad for them.
He looks at you, and he nods to the other two, and the other two leave the hut. And he walks over and takes a flask out and hands you a glass of water.
That's a big glad one.
So,
thank you. Oh, Your Highness, you're just too nice and too kind. Glory be to the Ape Empire.
now, what he obviously had associates. Do you know where these associates of Cuthbert are? How did he manage to find this?
Honestly, I think they just stumbled on this, from what I understand. But then, as soon as he found out the Ape Empire was here, he just went bananas and said that it had to be destroyed. He really doesn't like you guys.
That is apparent.
Please tell me you killed him so that I can go home to my mom. I want my mommy.
What was he paying you?
Hey, he wasn't
Yeah.
paying.
Yes, paying for your services.
He wasn't paying anything.
What?
He was threatening my mother and my sister. He's got many followers. There's followers of Cuthbert all over. They have my mother and my sister back in Plainville. Apparently, he caused a bunch of problems there before he left.
Yes, that's what we suspected.
Oh yeah, he's a right evil bastard. I'm just lying through my teeth.
And what is your name?
And me, I'm Basil. Basil Wilberforce. He doesn't lie about it.
That's a
Probably he
Wilberforce.
should. He probably should. Maybe because he's Clintok.
That's even better. You seem like you have valuable information.
I don't know how much valuable information I have, but anything you want to know, I'll just tell you. I just want to be able to go home to Clintville and see my mom and my sister again.
I think the High Visor in Lindbergh would really like to have a discussion with you. You seem to have a lot of knowledge of this group.
Only what I could hear in snatches of conversation, and I could deduce some things from the things they were having to do. And you know what I was supposed to do when you guys caught me? I was supposed to be coming down here and setting fire to things. I wasn't really wanting to do that. Because I don't like hurting people. I told them somebody might get hurt in the fire, and they said, it doesn't matter. It's the Ape Empire. We don't care.
They don't understand we are trying to help these communities.
Oh, I know. Clinton's a wonderful place to live.
Yes. I will arrange for you to meet the High Visor in Lindbergh.
You can do that. I can do that. I'll tell him anything he wants to know.
You've been very cooperative, Basil Wilberforce.
Of course. Glory be to the Ape Empire.
Yes. He sits on his, like, there's a desk in the room. He just kind of sits on it, and he studies you for a minute. And then you can hear him speak some words. Give me a save versus spell.
All right. I got a little under 13.
Got this.
Yeah, 7.
Okay. You kind of feel like you feel groggy, but you're like you kind of look up at him a couple times. He just kind of nods. He's like,
And then I just go to sleep. I'm pretending to.
yeah.
I stretch my arms out and I go, "Oh, do you mind if I take a nap? He kept me up all night." And I just like lay my head back and fall back and start to.
Yeah, you fall back asleep, and as you're doing that, you sense him get up off the desk, and you hear a drawer open, and he comes and he walks closer to you. You hear him speak some words, and you suddenly feel his foot on your hand. And when you open your eyes, because it's a little bit painful, he's got what looks like a branding iron, and he goes as he speaks some words and pulls back, and like on your wrist is now some sort of sigil that he has burned into your wrist.
Uh-oh. I let out a yell.
Okay. Zophan, you hear him yell.
Zophan's gonna take his wheelbarrow full. That's, I would imagine at this point has at least a few spores in it.
Yeah, oh yeah, you can grab one, yeah.
Yeah. And then he's gonna take it into the hut.
Okay, yeah. All it's got is like a little like curtain.
Yeah, so he wheels it into the hut and says, "Is everything okay? Are there any spores I can take?"
And this guy looks up, he's got like a branding iron in his hand. He's standing on his foot, he's like, "What the fuck are you doing in here?"
And then then Zophan is gonna pull out Chi and just whip it at his face.
Nice. All right. Let me get. I'll give him a roll. See if he's expecting you to attack 1 or 2. I rolled a 1. Yep. So we will go to initiative.
So, initiative.
Yeah, we're gonna roll initiative. So on a 1 or a 2, he's not surprised. I rolled a 6.
I also rolled a 6.
Oh, you're up first.
Nice.
So yeah, he lets Chi loose. Of course, with my with gloved hands, and that is a 20, not natural.
Yeah, that's a hit.
That's 4 damage.
Okay. So you whip out this weapon, and he's like, "More you Cuthbertites," and with this hot sort of like branding iron, he comes at you with it, like to use it as like a blunt weapon.
Yeah.
Does he turn his back to me when he does this?
Yes, he does.
Can I
Nat 20.
Oh. Well.
So that will be 14 damage.
Well, Zophan's dead.
Another concussion.
34. So he just comes over and just goes. It doesn't. Well, we got to go to the other chart here. Gosh. This is yeah, he did turn you. Are you going to do something, Basil?
I mean, I'm not happy that I just got this just happened to me. Only I just watched Zophan go down, right?
Right. Oh yeah.
Tell me something. Do I recognize this guy from the fight before?
No.
He's not the one that was full of arrows. He doesn't look like he was previously wounded or anything.
No, he doesn't.
So I probably got a feeling that even if I can stab him in the back for max damage, I probably can't take him down with 1 hit, can I?
I mean, it would have to be a really good hit, but you would get a backstab.
I would get a backstab with my red hot dagger.
They didn't take any of your weapons away.
No, that's what I'm wondering is if this is the time to try this, or if I just give up everything that I've had if I screw up, right? And Zophan just went down.
Yep. Came in to save the day.
Go big or go home. He tries
That's
to
right.
snap.
Yep.
All right. I get a +4 to hit and double damage if I make it.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So I rolled a 15.
Yep. So that's going to be a hit with your pluses.
It's 20. Oh, with my pluses. Okay. So then I get D6 and a D4. Well, don't give me another 1D4. All right, I got 3 and 5. That's 8 points. Double damage, 16 points.
Oof. So he gets nailed. Come up from behind. All right. So, Zophan, give me a D6. It doesn't necessarily have to be, a head injury, but considering
5.
5, it is a head injury. How many hit points did you have?
10.
Okay, so it was 4. More than 4. Okay, roll a D12.
3.
Okay.
Zophan should be investing in a padded helmet. Just putting that out there.
Yes.
For real.
Okay. Yeah, you are just you've been concussed on the ground. Basil, Wilberforce. All right, so we roll initiative.
Well, for me.
I rolled a 1, so unless you have a negative, you're gonna go first.
Plus. I rolled a 1 as well, actually. So, but I got a 2.
Yeah, so yeah, tie goes to you guys. You're up. So he turns around after being stabbed and looks rather disappointed. You had a bright future in the Ape Empire. But you ruined it.
Yeah, your branding. Your branding would have set you apart.
Yep. So you're up.
All right. I don't have any choice but to try to hit him again. I'm gonna need another good roll. 17.
Yeah, it's a hit.
Oh, wow. Holy shit, I am on fire tonight. All right. Let's see here. I never hit that much. A 4 and a 4.
He definitely looks hurt. He's like, you've stabbed him again, and he's like, you son of a bitch.
Well,
And
why'd you brand me?
17 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that was.
That's 6 damage as he whacks you with the branding iron once and then comes back for his second attack.
Oh, he gets 2.
But that's only an 8. So
Right.
he misses. And we go to the next round.
I'm down
3.
to
Got to be the 3.
I got a 3.
You got a 3. You're up.
But why did you have to brand me? I thought we were gonna be friends.
Don't you know that's how we make friends?
Yeah, strange way of making friends. All right, what am I gonna get for this time? I got a 15 plus 1, 16.
That's a hit.
All right. God, come on, kill this dude. I got a 3 and a 6.
So you hit him, you stagger him. He looks rough shape. And he just kind of grits his teeth to come after you again.
He's gonna kill me.
18 to hit, but that's only 3 damage.
Okay, so I got 2 hit points left.
Better miss. Better miss.
And Basil goes down.
Basil goes down.
He clubs him. All right, give me a D6.
Got 3.
All right, 3.
All those hits and he still goes down. Actually, I think I only missed once tonight. That's
Roll a D12.
an unusual night for me. Let's see here. 5. Should have made him re-roll the. That's okay.
Yeah, you can't. We can. We haven't moved on. Do you want me to re-roll? Use your hustle point. I never make you do it.
You have a
Yeah, I'll
chance.
use my hustle point to try to make him re-roll that.
All right, re-roll that 18. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
This is sort of like
Cuthbert, for some reason, reaches down and diverts the attack as I rolled a 5. So it's a success. I got Paul to use his hustle point.
yes, you did.
All right.
You last one more round.
So we roll for initiative. It's gonna be who wins. I rolled a 6.
Oh God. Oh, I rolled a 1.
Okay. All right. So, let's see. All right. 12. What's your H? What's your hit? What's your armor class?
13.
Okay. All right. Here we go. And I rolled a 3. He cannot. He keeps trying to hit you, and it's like slamming into the ground.
Clearly growing frustrated.
Now Basil's got to decide whether, but running isn't going to help him.
No.
Running is not going to help him.
Go for the kill.
Oh, for the kill. Oh shit. Oh shit. 15
On the die.
on the die. +1 is 16.
Yep. Roll damage.
I got a 1 and a 6.
That's how many hit points he had. See that? 3. He's dead. Tell me how he dies.
He just, with that last blow that he took at him, he ducks up underneath of it, and he's got his dagger, and he just comes up underneath his chin, and he sticks it up into his skull.
Yep.
Smoke coming out of his ears with the fire damage.
Yes.
Yeah, I just killed Nate.
And his head just is burning as it's sitting on that ornate rug. And blood is everywhere, and that branding iron just clatters to the ground. And
I pick up the branding iron, trying to put his head out so there's no smoke or bringing attention.
okay, yeah, you can do that.
And then I try to give, I run over to Zophan and I try pouring some of the healing potions down his throat, one of my healing potion things.
Okay.
And 1 for me, too.
Oh, yeah, you need some?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm down to 2 hit points.
Yeah. Wow. Epic.
Holy shit. I can't believe all those good rolls I had for hitting.
All right. So, Clintok, you're setting this thing on fire.
And now escaping back out the way I came.
Okay. Remy's like, how am I getting down again?
The way you got up, but let me help you. I'll try and help her.
Let me give her a roll here. So you help her a little bit,
Okay.
but the 40-foot tower.
Eek.
So she slips off the tower at like the top
Oh my god.
and crashes to the ground
Oh.
with a thud.
No.
Damn it, Remy.
Let's see here.
Worst rescue crew ever.
Well, campaign's over, guys. Remy's dead.
No, she's just concussed.
She is. She is unconscious. I gave her like a +4 to her dex, and she did not roll under it. And then I rolled to see at what point she fell, and it was at the top. And it's a D6 for every, and she took almost. No, it wasn't max. She took 15 hit points, so that put her out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she's on the ground. You get down there, she beat you.
Okay, well, now that I'm at this stage, I'm gonna try and haul her dumbass out of the illusion.
Put her in a cart.
Yeah.
Yeah, not one of those. Not one of those self-combusting one though.
Yeah. Yeah, the tower is on fire. There's an ape who went over the edge. I didn't roll. I need to roll some damage for him because he would have taken damage. Okay. So he's on the ground. So how are you going to get to like the cart when he's like on the ground? He sees that it's on fire. So like
How hurt does he look?
he looks at he's bloodied. He's like getting he's like getting himself off the ground, and there's some commotion going on the other end. It's like carts are burning, like, well, not the other end, but yeah, these carts are on fire and smoldering, and then you see the tower start to burn, and he's calling the other apes over, and the workers are like, what the, and they're starting to move away.
I'm gonna just try and get Remy and get out of there.
Let's roll initiative.
All right.
I rolled a 5.
I got a 6.
Okay. So there's some apes coming and shit's burning, and he kind of like, he's looking around, and he knows you're in the tower, so he looks pretty pissed off because he just got chucked 40 feet out of the tower. And he looks pretty angry. So I mean, you could try to make your way into the group to grab Remy. You could grab Remy and try to run, but he's easily going to catch you.
And does he notice me there currently?
Let me give a roll here. He spots one of you. He's looking in your direction.
Okay.
Because he's not very far.
Right.
So, could have been the big thud he heard.
Okay. I'm just gonna try and see if I can get a shot off on him.
Okay.
If I take him out, then
Problem solved.
Action. With an 18.
All right, that's a hit.
And is this considered a sneak attack?
No.
Okay. For 4 damage.
All right. So he walks over. He runs over to where one of the carts is smoldering and rips off a piece of like the metal, like where that made up one of the wheels.
Yeah.
It's almost like, looks like a hoop. And
Yep.
he's going to use that as an improvised weapon.
Okay.
As he comes storming over to you, mad as hell. 17.
That hits.
4 damage.
All right. Still upright.
And he comes with his second attack, and that is a mere 12.
That doesn't hit.
So he just like, it's like, you son of a bitch. And yeah, you look and you see the grappling hook is like still stuck in him. Initiative. And I roll a 6.
I only rolled a 3, so.
All right, he's gonna continue, and he rolled a nat 1.
Yes.
The second time that dude's rolling that one.
Yeah.
This poor bastard.
Sadly, there's not 40 feet of tower to
Okay.
fall.
All right, so see, the last time I rolled it, it was fall prone, drop your weapon. So I gave him a roll to see if he fell out. Now, of course, this is something that happens here. So he goes to strike you. He misses. The weapon the improvised weapon that he have just kind of breaks apart and just falls, and he's like, "The hell?" And is your attack.
All right. Gonna try and stab him now that he's close. The 18.
That's a hit.
For 5 damage.
It's initiative time. 3.
5.
You're up.
Try it again. The 16 hit.
Yep.
for 6 damage.
So he is still up, barely up. He rears back and goes to punch you with a 15.
Doesn't hit.
He's getting pissed. Another nat 1. This guy
Nice.
it is not his night. 60. Okay, this is his 3rd crit fail.
Just give up, dude. Just give up.
He goes to punch you, he misses. You can hear like his wrist or whatever snap. Like he was so angry that when he hit the ground, he hit some kind of rock, and you can just hear it go snap, like, and he comes back, rears back. He screams in pain.
Not your day, is it? And as I go to stab him.
All right.
For 16, that hits, right?
Yep.
For 5 damage.
Here you see, he had 2 hit points left. Tell me how he dies. He falls dead. The grappling hook still stuck through him.
No, now's not the time to try to get the grappling hook.
Yep.
Just try and grab Remy and book it.
Yeah, you grab Remy, you like put her in a cart and start moving the apes. We're going to say on a 1, they might suspect something. They do.
Damn it.
One of the apes kind of looks over and he's like, you can hear him yelling at you. He's like, "You, who is that? Where are you taking her?"
An injured worker. She needs to go to the infirmary.
We don't have infirmaries.
She fell out of the tower.
Give me 2d6 roll as your charisma.
10 total.
Okay. He's like, "Oh," and the other ape comes over, "Just don't," and he pushes him out of the way as a piece of the tower falls to the ground on fire. And you begin to push her out. You begin to leave. Basil Wilberforce, you are in this hut with the dead ape, and Zophan, I guess, has come too because you gave him a healing potion.
Yeah, I gave him one of those doses of healing.
Okay.
What's the die roll on that?
D6 plus 1. I gave you 1.
5.
I've got 2 doses, and I've got the bamboo flask left still, but I'm trying to be cautious with it at the moment. He also has potions of ESP, if I'm not mistaken.
So
ESP.
you hear outside people yelling something about a fire.
I'm ignoring the stuff about the fire. I want to quickly see what the ape in here had on his person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. While Zophan's gonna start scooping up like Karn's stuff, like his sword and his hat and anything else that's kind of Karn's at least.
You don't find his armor, but certainly some of his effects, like probably the Cuthbert religious symbol and some of his other things you find. But yeah, so there's nothing on his person, so to speak. But when you go and investigate his desk, of course, there's that weird branding iron he had. You pull out what looks like a tome. It looks like a spell book.
I'll tuck that away. I look quickly around the room, like I'm not spending much time on this, but I'm looking to see if there's anything of use. And I'm even ignoring things of value unless something looks extra freaking shiny. I'm not trying to investigate that. What I'm looking for is things that I can use to help us find Karn and escape before I slug one of my potions of ESP.
What's ESP? Like
It's like the spell ESP. I can start reading thoughts and minds.
Oh, okay.
Also in this desk, there's personal effects and things like that. there is a jade crystal that gives off a glow. You would sense this is probably magical. It's about the size of a softball.
I throw it in my backpack.
Okay.
I mean, well, I look at it for a few seconds, try to get a sense of what maybe it is. Wondering if I can figure out if it's something that can help me right now.
Probably not. Maybe in the future.
I'll throw it in my backpack.
Okay.
So a jade crystal in his backpack.
Yeah, and a spell book. And there's definitely a commotion outside. People are yelling something about a fire. And you can hear the apes, they're yelling to the workers to calm down and, get back to work.
We promise your carts won't spontaneously explode.
Yeah.
I'd look at Zophan covered in mud. What's the floor in here like? Is it dirt or is it
No, it's a wood floor.
wood floor? So I'm not gonna be able to pull a Zophan and cover myself in mud.
Zophan will pull out from his bag the Copper Willie, and he says to Basil, "Do you want to go invisible or do you want to fly?"
Oh shit! Oh shit! How long could I be invisible for?
1d6 rounds.
Oh wow! Hold on to that for a minute. I slugged the ESP potion.
Okay.
I don't even know how that works exactly. It's been a while since I remember. I think I have to focus for a certain amount of time. You focus for a turn to pick up thoughts in one direction, and then you can start picking up surface thoughts. I don't know if I got 10 minutes to spare doing this.
Yeah, that's probably a good point.
Yeah. No, I may not do that then. I was thinking I could try to read the thoughts of those around to pick up an idea of where Karn was. I peek outside the door and see if anybody's nearby this hut, if there's any apes especially nearby.
No, you see a shitload of cicadas like everywhere, and there's like a swarm of insects that goes by.
There's a shitload of cicadas. It's a swarm outside. I don't see any apes nearby.
You hear one yelling in like some direction just for the people to calm down and get to work. Some of the workers are working, others are just like, you're kind of panicking, like what's going on? There's like shit burning and carts are just blowing up. And
I look around the room. Is there a fireplace, ashes, anything like that?
There's no fireplace.
Is the soil loose and dirty outside? Anything like that?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, because Zophan.
Yeah, there are mud pits.
I'm trying to find a way for myself in the dirt the way that he does, so I don't stand out in my leather armor that's of many colors.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you find you jump in the same mud pit.
Okay, so I'm trying to blend in.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I do that, I tell Zophan, hang on a minute, maybe we might want to get out of here, but don't go anywhere just yet. And I find the ape that's yelling, and I go up to him, and I go, "Master," and I show him my fresh sigil. I say, the sorcerer in the hut wanted me to go to the other prisoner and tell him and confront him about some things that he's been doing.
Give me a 2d6 roll. Add your charisma.
5 and a 4, no charisma modifier.
He kind of looks at your sigil on your arm, and he's like,
"The Cuthbert bastard. I'm supposed to try to surprise him to get some information out of him. He's got my mother and my sister."
and he's like, knocking cicadas off of his face. What? You I don't care what we'll open the portal soon enough and send you to Lindbergh. Just get back to work. We'll find you. It's like, damn cicada, get out of here.
Oh, so they already sent him to Lindbergh. Shit. Very well, Master. I shall leave you be now. I'll get back to work.
Clean some of that mud up.
I go back to get Zophan and I tell him I think he's in Lindbergh.
Well, that's not good.
That's really not good.
Maybe perhaps that gem can help us get to Lindbergh or something else. I'm sure he had the components ready to cast a portal spell.
Well, he's not going to be casting it now, that's for sure.
He took the one-way portal.
Do we even know how far away we are from Lindbergh? Lindbergh was where we were at, wasn't it?
No,
Lindbergh is the Ape Empire capital.
Oh, we were at. Oh, shit. Karn's screwed, isn't he?
Zophan pulls out Copper Willie. You want to fly? Or do you want to go invisible? We should really get going. If Karn isn't here, then any moment we're here longer than we need to is a risk.
You're right. Let's de-ass this situation. Let's find a couple of carts to push and we'll just pretend like we're working and get the hell out of here.
Sure.
All right. So amidst the chaos, you guys grab some carts. There's people moving around. Some cicadas and swarms of insects. And at some point, when you're moving the carts, you hear screams from the apes. They don't sound very happy as one of them has come out of one of the huts and found someone dead, has been murdered. And as you guys head back through the illusion, so if you're going back through the illusion, save versus spells. Zophan, your roll, did you fail the first time? Well, the effect would be gone, but you are at a -4 because of the concussion.
But you'll probably fail this, so
So
fails it if he's got to go through it.
if you passed it the first time, you get a +2 to your roll.
I rolled a nat 20.
I rolled a 6.
-4 is a 16.
So yeah, nat
It's a
20 always
success.
passes. So apparently that's how you get through this thing. You have to be concussed, and you're it doesn't seem to affect you. And we can say that Clintok rolls up with Remy laying in there, knocked out, and Zophan and Basil with their wheelbarrows rolling in, all meet up together. And that's a good place to stop.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolute chaos.
Karn is in the worst place that could ever happen for him.
Yeah. Thought that we'd be able to get to him in time.
We did not. Good thing I have another character rolled up.
Well, I mean, you still can get to him.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna
mean,
go.
We have a presumably a port key to get to the heart of the Ape Empire.
Solid point.
You know how much money that would be worth to
A lot.
interested parties?
Yeah.
Also, the kind of, if there was just a bunch of rebels of Cuthbert that got the hold of that, like that could It's probably just not anywhere in the Ape Empire, like anywhere in the capital. It's probably to like a specific place.
Yeah. Could be the beginning of rebellion.
Yeah. Just bring the rebellion from Clinkville to the capital.
Yeah.
Think go to Windberg. Wow.
And Basil and Zophan were almost part of the rescue, but Basil pulled through.
I can't believe all the good rolls that I had. I
Yeah.
never did that many good rolls in a row.
I can't believe how bad that one ape rolled against me.
Dude, was it 3 that one?
Yes, 3. I was like, damn, man.
I mean, without that, I would have been screwed, I think.
Yeah, he took a grappling hook to the back, fell out of the tower, broke his arm, broke his wrist. Yeah.
He eventually died.
Yeah.
He went out ignobly, that's for sure.
So the rock slide that happened was Remy. It was an auditory illusion because she realized that she probably was about to get spotted the first time. So that's what she did.
Nice.
Because technically she's an illusionist.
Okay. Very cool, very cool.
Glad she covered for herself.
She just didn't make that the roll.
The dex check.
And I was like, well, you're helping her. I'm going to give her a +4. And I rolled a 15 and it had to be under 15. And I was like, oh, shit. So I'll roll a D4 to see where she fell. Oh, at the top. I was like, well, I don't think she's got enough hit points. But she's got a concussion. Her and Zophan can trade concussion stories.
Yeah. We got scars to prove it.
Amazing.
So who knows what's going to happen next?
No idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got some options to consider. What you want to do.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for running.
All right.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, thanks.
That was a great game.
All
Yeah.
right.
That was epic.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
All right.